The D and Davis Show.
D and Davis Show. We are back. Had to take a week off. I was full of germs since my kids were sick all last week, and I didn't want to bring it to the tip of my partner.
No, you keep that over there. I told Chanel, I was like, yeah, wait, no. She was like, where's everybody at? I'm like, Ken, the kids are sick, whatever like that. He was like, I don't know if you want to, what I'm saying, come on over here. She said, yeah, you keep his ass over there.
Thanks, Chanel.
Hey, you tell Ken, he stay at home.
I felt that. I knew that was going to happen. But yeah.
Well, she's a germ bringer here, man. She with them kids all day.
Quit lying. You were just upset about the Bears in London. You didn't want to do it.
I was sitting there, dude. I was sitting there, and all day I was thinking, like, how are we going to do this show? And then it hit me. I was like, Ken, you got to say something before Ryan get his ass on the road. So that's why I was like, if something like, hey, look, I'm fine. I'm kind of been I haven't really been sick.
You ain't got bubble guts or nothing like that, do you?
I mean, Kenton was vomiting, but that was only the night before. That was a day and a half basically. But Kelsey got sick. Kelsey got sick. Kenton had a real bad cold too. Kelsey caught it, and she's just getting over it. But Afton had to take her to the hospital today. She has an ear infection.
Oh, damn!
Oh, those are the worst
thing, man. Mm-hmm. Worst thing for a kid is an ear infection.
Worst thing for a grown up.
Yeah, that too.
I had an ear infection.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Strep. Had one as a kid. I never had strep.
A strep or
I don't think I've had strep or an
I never
ear
had strep
infection.
before either.
Strep. This is crazy. I'll tell you the worst things for me.
We have ND with D and Davis Show.
Ankle, a severe ankle sprain, a bad back injury. These are things that I hate the most. Strep, which I forgot. Strep may be at the top, because you can't even breathe good. With
Everyone
strep.
says how awful it is.
You can't swallow spit.
Yeah, I never had strep before.
Think about that. It hurts. It stings and it hurts to swallow spit. Right? That's how bad strep is. And a very bad, I had one severely bad ear infection my junior year during doubles for football. I couldn't put my helmet on because it would hurt. Mm-hmm. But wind blowing past my ear would make my ear hurt. Just
yeah.
Those are things. I don't think hers isn't that bad. Which
good.
Let's be. But that's what happened. That's why we didn't give you a show last week. But we are back. My name is Kenneth Davis. You heard him. His name is
D Demonspro. What's happening, everybody? Hey, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show. We'll see how long Facebook is around because they are getting hit up by the government right now.
I'm ready to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Always I got a release for us.
Of course you can lie.
That's why sometimes it's hard for me to keep track because I never go on Facebook. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to go there.
Yeah, I don't go on as much anymore. Everything's linked. But you know what? I'm on Instagram a lot, and Facebook own them. So
that's what I was thinking too. Like, you know what? This Instagram.
I like Instagram.
I do too, but I don't like Zuckerberg.
Yeah, man. He got the crypto. He got the Facebook money. He trying to overthrow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got to watch.
He's got a dirty intentions.
Yeah, watch out for that fella. But right now, we on Facebook.
Who has control over him is the real question.
Facebook.com/D and Davis Show.
That's why he's not. That's why he's letting those ads go, because they're telling you that who has control over him.
Yeah. Let's see. What's up? Oh, the podcast, D and Davis Show and D and Davis a Flip. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, the TuneIn app, or on Anchor. We'll kick you over to Spotify and the YouTubes. Hit me up on Twitter at Demons1. DEMONZE1. Ken's on Twitter at That's Davis. Executive producer of the D and Davis Show and D and Davis the Flip. Phenomenal flip last week too. You get up Ryan on Twitter at Ryan B. Ski. It's Ryan Bukoveski. Got the World Series on. Game 1. Ryan is the biggest Nats fan I think I've ever met in my life right now. Although he's a diehard Cubs fan, but he said, "What is
it's
it?"
It's an attitude, baby.
An attitude.
It's
Where'd you get that from?
Kyle Means actually. Kyle gave me that.
Really?
Yeah. Never heard that. And I loved it.
Cuzzo. That's interesting.
Yes,
and luckily we're joined by the ghost of Kyle on today's show.
Yeah. Where are you, Cuzzo?
Kyle cowed you. I thought I was coming. I was like, I was turning the corner on the steps. I didn't see him sitting here. I was like, I don't think so. I finished turning the complete corner. I was like, yep. I was like, man, yeah.
We was together last Friday. Was it Friday, Thursday? What day we was together?
Wednesday.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Wednesday.
Because Kyle told me.
Hey, there you go. We was together Wednesday. He's like, yeah, man, I'm going to come on over. I'm like, yeah, just have Ryan to scoop you, whatever like that. He on your way. Just have him scoop. He's like, okay, cool. So then we get a text message like, yeah, cuz was going to be here today. And then as I'm walking up as Ryan's walking up, And I'm looking out the window, I said, where's my cousin at? And I said, where's Kyle? Oh, he said he decided to stay home. I said, okay. So
He had some work to do.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
he said, Ken's going to
Since
be there.
that
I ain't
fest.
coming.
What was the fest again?
What fest?
The block party.
Silver Room.
Oh, yeah. Damn, it's been that long?
Wait, was he working in? Yeah, he was. Yeah,
He's working. Yeah, he's
That was
working.
last time because I saw him. I saw him when he got the job, but he hadn't told anybody.
We are RicoRadio.com editorial director Cal Means. Make sure you follow Cal on Twitter at work_right.
So listen, the Bears season's over.
We going off the top?
Over.
Yeah, it's over.
Off the top!
Let's stop playing games, man. Bears lost to a severely hampered Saints team, 36-25, and the score wasn't even that close. It was really 36-10.
So off the top is Ken's. What you say? What's
The
happening?
Bears season is over. No. This is the best. This is the best part. This is the best part.
Off the top.
This is why I wish we had more a larger platform right now regularly. Because these are discussions that we've had that people of the last 2 weeks, what you hear is now, well, at least the Bears can find this out so they don't have to sign Mitch. Man, we've been saying that since about week 1.
Yeah, but
like,
I'd say
get this
before.
out the way. But we was like, get it out the way now.
Yeah.
Because you don't. I remember having a discussion with Tony. I said we hadn't had it. I was like, man, if Ryan Pace detaches himself from Mitch, he keeps his job. But if he signs him, you're screwed.
He ain't gonna do that.
I mean, listen.
He should. Let me walk that back. He shouldn't do that. I don't know what he's going to do.
I don't think. Listen, he would have to have a Pro Bowl second half of this season.
Every game.
Yeah, for him. No, he can have one off.
Okay, fine. 9.
he got- yeah, he can have
9
one off.
Pro Bowl games.
Probably he can have 2 off. For real.
So
If
you,
he gave
so you
me
say he gonna be the
8
MVP?
Pro Bowl games out of 10,
Yeah.
then I would be
2
okay
off,
with that.
Probably 2 off for them to try to stretch it. But when you were watching the game, and this is still off the top of my quick hit, and you saw those fans booing him and him fretting, it was like, shorty. Word, shorty. The hell is Deshaun Watson? So that's basically my off the top. We'll get into the Bears later on. But it's just seeing it's not good. Usually, if it's a player that I wasn't huge on, my team drafting, probably a little bit of maybe didn't want my team to draft that player, I would be like, yeah, get his ass out of here. I really don't feel like that. I actually feel sorry for Mitch for a player that I don't have an affinity for. I actually feel sorry for him.
I never liked him.
Yeah,
I never wanted him here.
I'm with that.
He should have never been here.
I'm with you all the way on that. The only problem is what you just said at the end. He shouldn't have been here.
He shouldn't have been here.
Ryan Pace made the huge mistake of overvaluing him, moving up in the draft to get him when there were 2 better picks physically. Except Mahomes may not be able to run as fast as Mitch, but basically physically and rep-wise in college.
I will say this, my off the top, at least for this segment. I believe when I was on Sports Feeds, which I will be back on Sports Feeds upcoming Sunday.
352.
Yes, I'm back. I think when it was at the beginning of the season, it was the beginning of the Bears season, and I think Josh Fryman, co-host of Sports Feed, CLTV Sports Feed, I think we was talking about, saying, what do you expect? And I basically said, like, listen, man, I was like, me and Ken have had this discussion coming into the season. Ken was saying, like, Ken's a Nagy guy. He said if, Nagy doesn't do well, the Bears don't do well, it's on Nagy. I was saying that if the Bears don't do well, it's on Mitch. I'm here to inform you, we both were right. Because I don't think Nagy has performed up to par where he was supposed to be, and we definitely know Mitch hasn't performed to where he's supposed to be.
More on Nagy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because Mitch doesn't make the game plan. Mitch doesn't make the game plan.
I understand that.
And the biggest thing too?
What?
Nagy was supposed to think of everyone knows what I'm doing. How am I going to flip
Adjust.
this? How am I going to adapt these plays so where I could put the same play out there and people could think I'm doing what I was doing next year and I'm not. And then also this huge playbook, and I know we could say because of Mitch that he pulled it back, but I can't not say it's not on Mitch because he didn't grow.
That's my point. Now, what you said is valid for your part. My sense is the simple fact that Trubisky hasn't grown, it looked like he has digressed.
Regressed.
Thank you. Regressed. Look like he...
As you digress.
Yes, thank you. He He's just bad,
And
damn
as
it.
I digest,
He's bad. Put it like that. Flat out. He's bad.
I manifest.
He hasn't looked good since the middle of last season.
He has the last half against the.
Okay, but that might have been an outlier then. Damn. Yeah. So it's kind of
who's going to bat for me? I'm only. But see, my point was this: I never believed in Mitch. Did you know? This is the problem.
I never believed in him either.
But you know who you believed in? I bet you believed in Nagy.
Well, see,
Did you believe in Nagy?
That's why I said I think we're both right.
But I think we can lean it as more on me because of this. We actually believed in Nagy. We thought we had this thing, and I know I love.
I think you're more of a Maggie dude.
No, I am, but no. I'm saying this. You believed in that we had a good coach.
Yes, that's as far as
That's
I'm
what
going.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You believe that we had an up and rising coach. He was coach of the year last year.
That's it.
Oh, but that's it. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that was the real value. Because in that, think about it like this, how it's the real value. Let's just say they get rid of Mitch, right? How do we know Nagy can coach the next guy? See, now we're in a situation where we thought, yeah, that quarterback who we can get rid of as a liability, but we got one of them gurus right there.
See,
that guy is like, oh.
See, but this is my thing. I think if you had a Deshaun Watson or you had a Patrick Mahomes, he would make Nagy look better.
I think so too, but.
So you might have a coach like, you might not be able to see like, damn, you know what? You not the best coach, but you got a stud out there. He's going to save you when your play calling isn't that
but
great.
People will
now we have a combination of two turds.
Yeah, but people, only problem with that.
And that's just called
and you're right. People will pick up on tendencies on Mitch, would have picked up on tendencies on those two guys. But to what you're saying, they're so good that one, they're accurate enough to where
they can work out of.
At least half of these plays would have worked anyway, even if the running game wasn't working.
Yep.
So
next off the top is the World Series. Game 1 is tonight. Well, you listen to this tomorrow, Wednesday, but game 1 is tonight. You got Houston Astros 2 times in 3 years in the World Series against Washington. Their first time in their franchise history going to the World Series. Now, as far as the city alone, has the Senators ever went to the World Series? I'm not sure. I'm gonna look that up.
So.
They didn't?
I don't believe so.
All right, the Senators, who are the first Senators went to the
first World Series games being played in DC.
in DC. So okay, there you go. I know the first iteration of the Senators.
I could be wrong on that.
I think they became the Minnesota Twins. The second became the Texas Rangers, and now you have the Washington Capitals. Right. So game 1 is tonight, man. Listen, I'm looking forward to this World Series. I think it's going to be fun. I think you have the best of both worlds. You have two teams who could put up some runs. Also, you have two teams with some phenomenal starting pitching. So I think we got what we wanted to see. I was pulling for a Yankees.
They won the World Series in 1924.
24? Okay. All right. They won the World Series or they went to the World Series?
They won.
Oh, the Senators won one. Okay. All right, cool.
They're only one in Washington. They've won as being the Twins.
But they went to the World Series twice. I mean, outside of that, they went twice.
Okay.
They went in 25 and 33.
Okay. All right, cool. But I was pulling for the Dodgers and Yankees just for the storyline because, listen, I'm a White Sox fan and my team isn't there, so I was looking for the best story. But I think as far as the best baseball matchup, I think you got it right here between these two teams. This is who everybody thought the Cubs were going to be as far as the Nationals. Houston, a young team. They built from within. They was able to come up and get to multiple World Series. At least, saying from point of perspective from a Chicago fan. But listen, man, I'm excited about this World Series. I think it's going to get something. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of speed on both sides, on both teams. I think this is a nice matchup, Ken.
I was watching that last game with the Astros when Altuve hit that.
Yeah,
but you knew the crazy thing. You knew he was about to do it. Now, like watching it was like,
kid, it's good, man.
Yeah, I was like, I think he's gonna hit a home run.
The kid's good.
And it was like, I was like, okay,
there you go.
I was like, okay, like
2-run at that.
But look, you know the best part? When Mr. Domestic Violence himself was smiling when he was running on bases, when Aroldis Chapman had that look, and I was like, damn, Aroldis Chapman paid.
I remember that look.
I was like, it was a look at you got me, but it was also like, man, it's gonna be tomorrow.
The sun is gonna shine tomorrow.
Be tomorrow.
I thought
baby.
he had that look in 2016 too with the Cubs a few times.
Dude, like, And the thing was how Chapman, and I guess you can also, I said that I knew he was going to hit a homer, but also Chapman couldn't locate the strike zone for like the last two batters, basically. I mean, it was like, okay, here we go. It's like, as soon as you got all that heat and you start losing your accuracy, but definitely looking forward to this World Series. I wish they need to have the World Series take place a week before the start of the NBA. I know the NBA has been encroaching. They've both been kind of encroaching on each other. The NBA is starting earlier, and the World Series has started later, like the last 5 years, I believe. But I just, because it's like, I don't want to have to choose between what I'm watching. Of course, you could choose the World Series because the NBA is just starting.
Yeah.
But still, I like fresh NBA too.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
And there's some juice tonight.
Yeah, and it would just it'd be a nice ebb and flow to come out of the World Series and boom.
Right. And then you get into
right
the schedule of football weekends, basketball during the week.
So but again, I'm looking forward to it. Houston Astros, as D said, being a White Sox fan, they are they're the plan. They're definitely the game plan that we're all following. As far as if you have these teams that did total rebuilds, some of them terrible, just stealing from the fans. The Nationals, I remember when we were on the Score, and I'm just talking about the run that they had been on back then, especially with Bryce Harper leaving, what they've done. You have Rendon. Listen, another thing good as far as that could help Rendon, because I don't think any of us think he's going to be $300 million player. We already know the Washington Nationals have offered him a contract in the $200 million. For people that don't know him, and I know teams know him, but still it helps with your Q rating to get more cash. People that know him, if he comes up in the World Series and does a lot, it definitely helps him when you're entering your walk year or whatever. But looking forward. I mean, I hate to make this about local. I don't think Garrett Cole's coming to the South Side. I think Garrett Cole's probably going to end up in New York. But
which team in New York?
Oh, it ain't gonna be the Mets, but because we know who's rich. Because unless the Mets are overpaying, if you want to contend in the biggest market, go. I don't think Garrett Cole seems like Zach Greinke. When I know the Yankees used to be afraid when he was in Kansas City because he had the anxiety issues. But I also look at somebody on this team. I think was it the year before or the same year as Chris Sale. Steven Strasburg, usually often injured, missed a chance at the World Series when they shut him down. Probably won it when he was younger, but has been healthy, and he can opt out this year, and he'll be out there. So this may be the offseason for pitchers that we haven't seen since they haven't been getting paid. You may see a guy get close to David Price cash. I don't think anybody's going to get $250.
I would say this. The White Sox have the money to give to Cole.
They got the money for both of them.
They sure do. You cannot say, oh, well, you know what? We ain't got the money. Or you can't go around talking about, oh, you know what? He would have had the richest contract, but find out that it was deferred for another 50 years.
It's deferred to his kids.
They have.
Little Garrett.
Yeah, they have the money. They don't have any excuses.
They have for second place. Come on, give them a break.
Oh, come on, man. They have the money. They got the money to win. They got the. Let me walk that back. They don't have the money to win. They have the money to contend.
They can go out, money to go buy now.
That's what I'm saying. They got the money to contend. They can go out there and pay just about for anybody they want to because their salary cap next year is going to be nothing. So go out there, get you them veterans. You have something bubbling up right now. They had a lot. They had a better season they had the year before. You see, they have some stars. They have guys coming up that's going to be able to influence the team too. This is your time to strike. I hope they do. As a White Sox fan, I hope they do.
Getting back to the World Series, news broke today that the assistant general manager of the Astros, Brandon Taubman, was sitting around. This was at Game 6 of the ALCS talking. I don't know if he was talking to people in the organization. I think so. Maybe not reporters, but there were three women reporters. I think 8 feet away. I think it's the distance that I've read. And one, Stephanie Apstein from SI, she told Outside the Lines that during the celebration at the Houston Astros clubhouse after the Game 6 win, this is from ESPN, against the Yankees, Saturday, Assistant General Manager Brandon Taub turned to a group of female reporters, including one wearing a purple domestic violence awareness bracelet, and repeatedly yelled, "Thank God we got Ozuna.
Man.
So effing glad we got Ozuna."
You look it right in the eyes. Ozuna.
The shouts appear
Say it 3 times like Candyman.
The shouts appear to be directed specifically
Ozuna.
at the reporter wearing the bracelet. NPR reported Tuesday night. Topman, according to a report, has complained in the past when reporters tweeted about domestic violence awareness on nights when Ozuna pitched. Oh, really? We like that with
Man,
that.
they don't care.
So anybody doesn't know, as far as Roberto Ozuna, he was with the Blue Jays and he beat on his wife or girlfriend. But the charges have been dropped. I don't know if it was a situation of she didn't cooperate with the authorities or whatever. He was suspended 80 or 50 something.
He was suspended heavily.
Wow.
But they traded for him while he was suspended. And everyone knew they were going to do it back then. The question was, how were people going to react to them doing it? So for Topman to feel like, hey man, I don't care what that dude did.
This is my whole thing. Okay, you want to do something. You want to get away with something. You don't bring light to it. Now, throughout the entire season, baseball fans, sports junkies like us, yeah, we know what's happening. Casual fans, maybe not so much. But when you do stuff like this, and basically seems as if you're cheering on a domestic abuser, somebody who's a habitual, putting their paws on somebody, putting their paws on a woman, and then saying it directed towards other women, you're just putting yourself in a bad predicament. Why even do that to yourself?
Topman came out and apologized today. After I think denying it.
He had no choice.
Semi still denying it. This past Saturday during our clubhouse celebration, I used an inappropriate, language for which I'm deeply sorry and embarrassed. In retrospect, I realized my comments were unprofessional and inappropriate. My overexuberance in support of a player was misinterpreted as a demonstration of regressive attitude of important social issues. Those that know me, that I'm a progressive and charitable member of the community and a loving, committed father and husband. I hope those who do not know me understand the Sports Illustrated article does not reflect who I am or my values.
Great article, a great piece from the PR department for the Astros.
Did you also see how they came after SI?
No, I did not see that. What happened with
Astros
that?
as an organization basically
That was
condemned
the first
SI.
thing that came out. They came
Yeah.
to SI.
Oh, basically saying that it wasn't true, right?
It was fabricated.
Fabricated.
We're
Yeah, I
very
did see
upset.
that.
We're
I saw
very disappointed. Blah blah blah.
Hey, man, listen. When you get away with something, don't draw attention to what you got away
Manfred
with.
told them they better go do that again. Like, y'all better go do that again. Ain't no getting around this.
Yeah, man, don't draw attention to something.
Just apologize. As soon as they would have came out.
Just don't do it.
As soon as it happened, he should have come out and be like, whoa, that is not what I meant. He should have got in front of a camera. That's not what I meant. If they took it like that, I apologize. And squashed it. People spend too much time playing before just kill it. If you can kill it at the beginning, kill it at the beginning. So that was definitely terrible for something that's as good as the World Series about to take place. And Roberto Ozuna's probably going to be a World Series champion with his domestic abuse.
Predicament for the World Series, real quick.
Hey, Shaka said he wanted to flip. He's been wanting to turn us to the flip.
He's pointing to me.
He did.
I did see it.
That's D's point. D's been wanting to turn it to the flip.
The fans are calling for it.
Might as well go ahead and go. What you say before we going forward? Might as well go out with the biggest one. If we're gonna go out with the biggest one and make a mark, hey, let's do it.
I think we can get on serious with this. UMFA. I think we can get on serious.
No, World Series prediction for you real quick before we move on.
Houston in 6.
Natty boy over here.
Yeah, I'm voting with my heart.
All right.
Nats in. I'll go Nats in 6. I don't think they can win in 7.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
That's purely with my heart, by the way.
See, like I said, I'm just going for the story of it.
It's in the wrong place.
I'm going for the story of
Been
it.
told that many times.
I'm gonna go Nats. And as I always do when I really don't care too much about a series, 7 games.
Yeah.
7 games.
Let's do it. It's an attitude, baby.
Besides Dirty D, I am Game 7D. Game 7. I'm going to go 7 games. I'm going to go to Nationals, and the storyline of their greatest player in their franchise leaving the season before, that'd be Bryce Harper, moving on, going to Philadelphia. The team turns it around and then wins the World Series.
You know what? You just said something I have to push back on.
Oh, what's that?
Max Scherzer's the greatest player in that franchise. What's the name? Had one MVP
Really?
year. Yeah. Think about how he hasn't been that good since his MVP year. As far as just whoa, but Scherzer has been.
So would you say he's the most notable?
Oh, yeah. I can say that much. I can definitely say that much.
Most popular. There you go. Most popular player in their franchise.
Most
popular. There you go. No, that's a good one. I agree with that. He's the most popular player in their franchise to then leave, go to within the division.
Yeah.
Within the division, don't make the playoffs, and then his former team wins the World Series.
They were 19 and 39 to start.
They started off. And I think I saw that Joe Girardi might be the manager for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's the leading candidate. Yeah, so we'll see if
Joe's not coming.
I like Joe Girardi as a manager. I mean, he's no nonsense. Yeah. I think that might be a good pickup for Philadelphia.
I saw though one of a former Yankee or a current Yankee was saying the only problem that he basically burns all bridges.
Yeah, he seems like a bridge burner.
Perfectionist.
Yeah,
but it said he knows everything. Said that you can't get anything over him. He's never unprepared. He's always ready to go.
He's a good
control
manager.
freak, and basically he wants to control everything, and that means personnel and stuff like that. And of course, you're gonna have front office people that's their job.
Right.
So that's why I didn't think he was coming in.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be.
They're in love with another Joe.
I thought it was going to be Ross or, you know who I would get and who I want the Sox to get? His team's playing right now. He's the bench coach for the Astros.
Yeah, Joe Espada.
Yeah.
Cubs have, that's what I meant.
Yeah, but I think he's too early for what they're trying to do right now. Even though I could say the same about, but I think that they've seen Ross in the clubhouse. Think about it, they're only going off of the fact they've seen Ross in the clubhouse before. That's what they're going off of.
Well, if they are as open-minded as they say they are, supposedly they're blown away by this guy. So if that's true, then maybe they are having second thoughts because of the experience of Espada.
I mean, again, the one the devil
Yeah.
I wouldn't sign Ross, but that's just me.
I think I want the Sox to get the kid from Houston.
Houston?
Because we need to stop playing with this Ricky's thing.
Yeah.
But Ricky's boys don't quit.
Yeah, okay. We need to stop playing with that Ricky thing.
All right, coming up next, man, we're going to go ahead and talk about those lowly, depressing Chicago Bears. D and Davis Show.
Hey, this is Rich Campbell from the Chicago Tribune, and you're listening to the D and Davis Show.
One side that's playing really well and another side that's trying to get things figured out. For us as a team, the frustrations, the emotions right now after the game, when you have that kind of stuff go on, it can challenge you. It really can. It can challenge you individually, and that's something that's completely normal. But then that's again why we build this team the way we build it, is for when situations like this come up. We gotta figure out how do we turn this thing around, and that was and it's us. We understand that. So. But you run out of time too, so every week that goes by, every week matters. So we just gotta, you find a way to win.
D and Davis Show. We are back. Yeah, man. Ken kind of dropped it off from off the top elbow. Off top rope with the elbow to the Chicago Bears to kick off the show.
I didn't even pull it up. I did it for real in life. So
I mean,
not that fake one. Like I broke a bone.
Chicago Bears fall to 3-3 on the season and now third place in NFC with the loss to the New Orleans Saints, 36-25. That is the biggest point loss, if you want to say. Yeah, in a Matt Nagy era. So it's been a season and a half. I think all their games before they lost, all the losses before, they lost by at least a touchdown or less.
Well, remember, it's worse than that. They lost by about 26 points.
Oh, yeah. The score,
all garbage time.
That was all garbage time. They got like 15 points in the last last quarter.
Take a kick
Mitch
off.
looked like a Pro Bowler.
Take a kickoff off. They scored 3 points.
Basically.
Against a backup and Kamara being out and Cook being out.
But I will say this about the New Orleans Saints, though. That D is for real.
Yeah, we've been saying that.
That D is serious.
Mm-hmm. But
you have
it is for a D to be serious when your quarterback out there.
But it's the thing, though. But no. The Saints defense has been good this entire season.
I'm not saying it's not, but it makes.
But
it look
they have
better
a crap. The Bears have a crappy offense right now, and it can go towards so many people. You have Matt Nagy, and you also had Mitchell Trubisky, and now it's almost kind of like what's worse or what came first, the chicken or the egg? It's like, okay, so who sucks the most? Is it Nagy or is it Mitch right now? So I think 2 weeks ago I went through the schedule for the Bears, and I think, what did I say? They might be able to win another 3 or 4 games.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, remember, because I think because Ryan was like, "Oh, y'all, come on, man, y'all a little bit too much gloom and gloom right now."
I didn't have him going to the. I know,
but I think you and I agreed on basically saying like they're not making the playoffs, and they might only win like, I think I might have said 4 to 5 more games. Maybe I'll bring the schedule back up, and we can revisit it again.
The worst part about this is, okay, we can say the Packers game. They didn't play in the preseason, but there was a sense of dread. Then, like, this season started off with a crescendo. Like, man, the Bears, they shouldn't win the Super Bowl, but they should have a chance really to get there. That's how the season began.
They were a contender, regardless
of how the Cubs season was going to end. If the Cubs may get in the playoffs, may swing into the Bears. Maybe the Cubs won't, but you know what? We got the Bears to rely on. And
so many people was hyped up for this season,
and we watched that first game, and it was like, oh. Like, this right here, this may not work. The first thing I saw when I saw that game was I started closing the window on that defense. To be honest with you, that's the first thing I was like, oh, okay.
But is that because of the offense, or you just saying in general? Because I think we all kind of came in knowing that the defense was not going to be the defense from last year.
But
it's still a top 10 defense.
But it would be close to the defense last year for Akeem Hicks and her. So as Akeem, listen, when they were talking about that, I forgot what we were saying. When Akeem and Hicks got hurt.
In the Raiders game over in London?
Dude, he broke his arm.
Mm-hmm. He sure did.
They were like, it's just his elbow. I don't know but it looked like a broke arm initially. And as soon as that happened, that's when I was like, oh, it's a wrap. And now we've seen the fact that they can't stop the run without
nobody.
Think about how big and powerful he is. Yeah. And it makes you harken back to how many times you've seen him break through the line and a lot of times get to that run. They can't stop the run. Defense still good, but can't stop the run.
But what about this though? We went in thinking that they had the depth, especially on defense. And now since that Raiders game, now the film is out on defense. Just run right at them.
But think about it.
That's one of the worst things about having that on film about a defense. Yeah, just run on them.
Let me get on your depth part. Akeem Hicks out, right?
Yes.
First level. Got to be strongest up where? Up the middle.
Up the middle, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Akeem Hicks is out. The guy that we thought was going to be either the second or third best guy on his defense.
Roquan Smith?
We don't know what's going on with Roquan Smith.
Yeah, he's sending out cryptid quotes.
Yeah. And the thing, I always pay attention to him since he didn't play that game and he came back and he's reacting. He's just not out there reacting to what's going on. He's thinking. He's outthinking himself. I don't feel like he's connected the way that he was. I mean, clearly the dude's still fast, and I said this to Tony. I said, "Oh, this was right."
Tony Gill is 670.
Tony, yeah, they listen to
670 score.
Tony is Superstar T. I was talking to him and I said, that Roquan thing was a wrap, right? And he was like, what? I was like, and I always wondered with the first contract holdout, I was like, I wonder if he's going to sign for a new deal here because that already shows there's going to be a problem, right? I said with that and then this, I said, dude, something
ain't right.
Something's not right. And but let me say this. Man, you're talking about someone's mental makeup, and I'm not just saying like being fragile in a football sense. I mean, like perhaps there's something wrong with the young man. I don't even really want to play with it like that because something could really be wrong with dude, and it's more important. His mental health is more important than football. But
oh yeah, no doubt.
But for a guy that this was going to be your core
football sense.
He was going to be a future dog.
Yes.
And again, Tony told me this, and I didn't think so. He was like, they're not re-signing Danny Trevathan, and I was like, how can't they if he's messed up?
They might have to now.
But and you see, we got to talk about the trades. You had Mohamed Sanu
going
being
to
traded to
the Falcons to New England, yeah,
for a second round pick. Then you had
Emmanuel
Sanders going out to the 49ers for like a third and a fourth,
and San Fran gets a fifth too.
Okay, thank you. And now we're starting to see the trade deadline coming up. And the thing is, if the Bears,
There was another trade too.
Go ahead.
Quandre Diggs,
Yes.
the Lions safety, going to the Seahawks.
Ooh, I didn't see that one. I missed that one. I'm sorry.
But when you're sitting there and you're looking, and you have to think, we just said the Bears season is over, and we actually said that 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Now,
And it was 3-1.
does Ryan Pace see it the same way? And the guys that are leaving, do you have to start trying to flip? Like, because now, if we're being honest, there has to be a recalibration of all this. Is Nagy the guy? But we know Nagy's going to be here at least for another 2 years. Mitch, buddy, if you may not have to go, but you're definitely going to have competition here next year, and you're going to play off that rookie contract. Forget extended. I'm not salary cap. I'm not capping you. I mean, what's in the franchise tagging you? Like, you're going to play out that contract, and then basically you can walk unless next year we see something and we'll give you a 2 year. And I'm not saying I will do this. I'm just saying this is the lies that they would tell themselves. But now, like, there has to be a recalibration of everything when it seems like you are on the precipice of knocking this bad boy out. It's sad.
See, what I was thinking, this is my pipe dream, but I always throw it out there. I throw it on Twitter, I throw it on the show, but it's just having fun.
About
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers can't play for his team.
That's true. But I will say this.
I love Phillip Rivers.
I know you're a huge Phillip Rivers guy.
He did.
Like, the Chargers aren't having the best, but I was just thinking of a veteran.
Well, let's see how dead he is this Sunday.
I'm just saying, like,
I know, right? He might look like old Phillip Rivers going up against his team.
Frankenstein
But
right on
wait a minute.
Halloween.
But my thing is, I think they can save themselves, especially Pace and Nagy, if they can find someone to come here, a veteran, because I think the defense. You're still going to have the meat and potatoes of the
defense will still be good.
The defense is going to be there. But and we talked about this on off the top. My whole thing was going to the season, it came down to Trubisky. I think if you have a quarterback who can do what you need him to do,
Cam Newton?
Not Cam.
That doesn't make sense.
Not Cam.
That doesn't make sense.
And I'm a fan of Cam.
He can't do RPOs anymore.
He can't do RPOs.
So how's it gonna work?
You talking about Cam?
Yeah.
My whole thing exactly. He just can't do that.
So he's gonna come die with us.
But at least with Phillip, I think he probably still got another maybe good year in him. But I think that's done.
With this old line in front of him.
That's another thing that we have to talk about as well.
Well, if you don't want to invest in the quarterback, you can invest in the offensive line.
You need to get a tackle.
You need to get tackled. You
need a legit tackle.
You need a guard and tackle.
Not massage. You know what?
I would move Massey inside.
Is that what you want to do?
I would move him to right guard.
You need a guard and you need a tackle. But to your point, talking about having competition for Mitchell Trubisky. Like I said, I was kind of having fun with Phillip Rivers, but they have to bring in someone, a veteran who can compete against him, or they have to go DEFCON 5. They know this season is over. Mm-hmm. They just go ahead and say, man, we just gonna roll with this kid and see what he got. They get into the draft and they gotta draft him somebody.
They get into the draft and they get that pick to the Raiders. Remember?
No, they have a second round pick though. Right?
I know, but just think.
I'm thinking the worst round. I'm thinking about second round.
The worst part about this season is
you don't have that first round,
and you thought it wouldn't matter because you thought it was gonna be in the 20s. True. And it's like, oh snap, that bad boy may be around number 10.
And I don't know if they have the collateral. I don't know if they have the collateral to even move back up.
Second round picks.
Okay, so maybe they can move back up to the first round.
Oh yeah,
you're talking back end of the first round.
All right, I mean, but listen,
you're hoping that Lamar Jackson.
Not if I give you these 2 2s and next year's 2.
Maybe I don't think so.
All right,
listen
for a first round pick.
Bill Belichick would take it. I know you said the back though.
Yeah, but he's going to have pick number 32.
That's what I said. I know you said the back though.
But they have to either find them a veteran who can come in and
compete.
Who's the
vets?
We can look it up.
I'll look it up. Blow the doors off. Teddy Bridgewater may not leave Sean Payton. It looks like
is that a huge upgrade too?
Over Mitchell Trubisky? Yes.
Did you just say, is that a huge upgrade?
Yes.
Now, okay, hold on.
And I was a Bridgewater guy coming out of college.
The three quarterbacks had historic offensive days in the North. I don't know if you get better quarterback. Like you still have the worst quarterback in the division.
Listen,
Whoa.
Wait.
He's better than Kirk Cousins.
I don't know.
Wait a minute, hold on.
You don't think Teddy Bridgewater is better than Kirk Cousins?
I mean, he's on a perfect
Can I ask
situation.
you this, though?
He wouldn't be a perfect situation on the Bears.
This is what you said, though. Let's get back to what you initially said.
I don't know about that one, Ryan.
You said, is it a major upgrade? Yes, because your quarterback is trash.
Listen.
So anybody that's good, I'm just saying, Ryan, anybody that's good is better than
he's better.
Which defense?
How much better is what I asked.
Which defense do you think is better? Which defense do you think is better, Ryan? Which defense do you think is better, healthy and going? The Saints or the Bears?
Probably the Bears by a little.
Okay, all right, fine. You take it for a little. You put Terry Bridgewater out there, you wouldn't be having the season you having right now
without Alvin Kamara behind him or Cook with him. Think about that. He didn't have Cook or Alvin Kamara. No,
what do you got here?
Whoa. What, Brian? Let's say you can't say a backup quarterback doesn't have the best running back that they have, who is top 3 in the NFL probably, and right now Cook is performing on my fantasy team.
I mean, I get what you guys are saying,
but you take them away with and you're versing a good defense, and he comes out and imagine what he would have done with them.
Yeah, but he also has one of the best offensive lines in the league. He wouldn't have that here, and he has one of the best coaches in the league. He wouldn't have that here.
I'll give you that much.
Now, I will say this. As far as the run game, I know we're going to talk about that too, as far as there is no run game in Chicago, but the way, it's, at least to me, the way Nagy likes to coach is he likes to run the ball when he's up for some odd reason.
Well, a lot of people do that. Take time off the clock.
Yeah, take time on the clock. So, but that's
still
his
have
thing.
to run the ball.
But this is the thing, though. But if you have a quarterback out there that you trust and you know that can get your team going and can run the RPO and everything like that, we might see you might see a run game here.
You can't run RPOs with Teddy Bridgewater.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
I don't think he has
because his knee.
Have you seen? I mean, he was slight before. Yeah. If you're going to bring Teddy Bridgewater in, you're looking.
I'm not saying that he's going to be like Michael Vick or anything like that.
I'm just saying, but you're not really.
He can move around.
It will make sense.
That's one thing.
Again, I'm not saying you have to run the RPO.
No, you don't. You don't.
Tom Brady doesn't run the RPO.
But at least it will give him more options.
I'm not. But I don't think that. Like for instance,
it'll give Nagy more options.
You didn't see except in a scramble. You didn't see any planned run or run options for Teddy Bridgewater. You're not going to put Teddy Bridgewater in that. Just like with Drew Brees. And he's more athletic than Drew Brees, but you don't want to get him hurt. Now,
you have Kamara behind you either, though.
If it's Hill, yeah, but you're not like. So, for instance, that's another thing with Nagy. So, are you going to sit there so really, because our boy Gardner Minshew may take care of the business for us, you may be looking at Foles.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad.
But I'm saying, you've seen him in this system in a way
win a Super Bowl
with Doug Peterson. So you could at least say, and again, you're just talking about a holdover. Because let's even say it like this.
I think they personally need to go DEFCON 5 and probably look at the draft.
But see, the only problem with DEFCON
that's my personal opinion.
This is the only problem with DEFCON 5. You're not going to get the top 3 quarterbacks in next year's draft. Probably. Maybe you have a chance at the third.
I mean, you're definitely not 3.
Yeah, maybe you can get third. So now you're picking from the lesser because you can get the top guys.
Ryan, can you look up the top quarterbacks coming out this season?
It's going to be
Tua's number 1, Justin Herbert's number 2, Joe Burrow right now is number 3.
I thought you said Burrow had another year last week.
Well, he might come out.
But I thought you meant like he was a true sophomore.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because I asked you about Burrow. Burrow from?
Yeah, and then you got Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
That's at least 5.
Yeah, man, but I mean,
there might be a huge drop off after 3.
Yeah.
You're more okay, Ken. Let's take a little detour right quick. You're a bigger college fan than I am. Uh-huh. How much is it a drop between those 5 guys?
Joe Burrow's a senior, by the way.
What's the drop though? Who's the drop? Where did it come in?
Even though Herbert is number 2, he would be like number 4 for me because of that Oregon system. And I'm not going to say that he is Marcus Mariota,
yeah.
But having guys that don't play on the center and who aren't used to pro-style offenses, I like he plays well in big games. Burrow is really accurate. 2 is number 1. again, I hate to always go to the Tony thing because we're both Roll Tide fans, and he's always amazed by the fact that I'm like, I don't believe in Tua like everybody. Like, Tua has he has a good arm. He has an arm that can work in the NFL. He does not have the strongest arm. Jalen Hurts has a better arm than Tua. He's not as a pure passer as
He's
Tua.
not as accurate.
Yeah, but he has a stronger arm than Tua. And again, Tua just blew out his other ankle. That's not the same ankle. So and this is in college where he's getting hurt like this.
Yeah, and he's not a big dude either.
No, he's 6 feet basically.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen in the pros?
Yeah.
And then again, we haven't really seen Tua do it against the top Power 5 defenses when he's been healthy. So in this draft, I don't look at this draft like, I can't even say like last year's draft because I didn't have Lamar Jackson doing what he's doing. I'd be lying if I did. Go ahead.
There's also KJ Costello from Stanford.
KJ?
You've got
Where's the KJ at?
Stanford. Stephen Montez, who's looked at as kind of like a project quarterback at
We don't have
Colorado.
time for no projects.
And Jacob Eason out of Washington is another guy.
Little Jacob?
And Shea Patterson, if you want that, from Michigan.
No, we don't
No,
know
all
that.
right. But this is interesting. Like I said, I think you probably got to go DEFCON 5 situation because Mitch is not it. Then you look at who's going to be free agents. Ryan, if you don't mind looking up the free agents, available
Your guy,
free
Phillip
agents.
Rivers. Dak
I know
Prescott.
he's number.
They're
No,
going to
he's
be
number one.
top on the list.
Who you said?
Dak Prescott.
oh,
He's scheduled to be a
Dak
free
is
agent.
gonna
Right
get
He's not going to be a free agent.
Yeah, Dak is going to get his
know.
money. So
Oh,
that's
if he
what
was a free agent, the Bears would bring him in.
I know.
he probably would. I'll take Dak over Mitch any day.
I would definitely.
You
take
wouldn't?
Dak.
I'm not saying that. I just don't want to be.
What do you want, Teddy Bridgewater over Dak?
I don't want. Listen, without Ezekiel Elliott, I don't want to be hung up on that Zach contract like that, and without that offensive line, Dak, without that offensive line of the Cowboys, I don't want to be.
I didn't mention Jordan Love out of Utah.
Jordan?
Yeah, he's another one.
The lover.
stop?
The lover. Jordan the lover. But this is what I'm saying. If you're looking at the free agent market and for veterans, it's not appealing. You probably can move back up.
Tom Brady coming, right?
You know what? Real quick. Somebody, who was that? Was that Hasselbeck that said that he working his way up out of New England?
I don't know if I was on Get Up with
Who said that? Maybe I'm wrong about Hasselbeck. Somebody said that.
It was on ESPN, but there was discussion about the fact that Tom Brady is selling his house, his trainer's selling his house, and his contract is structured to
Where is he
basically.
going?
Who knows?
You know what? He's retiring.
He wants to go somewhere warm.
But usually people start getting to what you just said.
Yeah.
He might have retired this year, but when you're starting to get to the why am I? Let's get out of here first. I don't want to hold on to this,
Right,
but I mean, man, he be
you
dumb.
guys,
listen. If Tom,
He did what?
He'd be dumb to leave Bill Belichick.
Oh no, I don't think.
Well, at this point,
I don't think he's going to leave Bill Belichick.
That health streak gonna come to it, and he gonna get broke up.
Well, listen, I think it's definitely going to be a steep cliff when Tom Brady is done, but they're probably going to win the Super Bowl again this year.
you got Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Ryan Tannehill. Those are all scheduled to be free agents.
I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, one thing is all over social media talking about Marcus Mariota is going to be up at Bourbonnais next year. That's a possibility. I don't know,
I
but
mentioned that. We were talking, and I was like, Mariota fits what Mitch does, and actually,
Probably a little bit better.
Well, actually, I was saying that to you when I was like that. I was like, because we were going if Mariota's better than Mitch, and he was like, I don't know. I'm like, he's better, but I don't want him. Like, listen, I'm gonna tell you this: if you end up with Marcus Mariota, we may as well stop watching the Bears for the next 3 years because we're going back into the old Bears cycle where we went and got Cordell Stewart. And it's like, at least Cordell Stewart was a better player at the time. He had lost the job to Tommy Maddox. But still, they're washed up. Maybe,
a rough year.
Maybe it's something in them. Maybe we can get it out of them.
and Marcus Mariota got benched.
Yeah, dude.
That's 5
Took it
years.
like a stud, though.
If you think that you can recoup something out of Mariota, you might as well just stay with Trubisky then.
Nah, I go get Mariota. Because listen, I say this about Mariota. I ain't never seen him want to cry. Mr. Trubisky wanted to shed a tear.
Are they booing me? They start booing him after the first series.
And listen, this is the great part about it. I was like, good. Because I was like, it's so audible that Ryan Pace is like, shh.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I can't get up.
I hope he cares.
And it's coming out now from within Hallis Hall. They know that he's not progressing. They's like, man, he should be taking a.
They finally admit it.
They should be. He's like saying he should by now been taking a leap going forward. This is his third season. He's still not getting. Cut your ties now. Roll out this season and go into the draft.
This is the thing. Remember 3 weeks ago, I think, we were talking. And we said this at the beginning of the year. They started lying. They told us at the beginning of the year he was messing up in training.
Yeah.
Right? Then they started lying. Remember, I was like, man, I don't know. When everybody keeps saying that, man, Mitch is cool as a cucumber. He's this, he's that. And I'm like, what are y'all? Like, are you guys just lying to lie? Because clearly we're looking at this dude with our own eyes.
It was his psyche because we saw it right there on the field. They was working. They was saying all that for his psyche.
Yeah, because
we saw it. We saw it.
He gonna go back there and cry again.
He was gonna cry.
Dude, he cracked. Like he was this close to being Eli Manning. I got my fingers.
Eli ain't never cried.
Yes, he did.
When did Eli cry?
Remember when Eli got hit last year? He turned around like.
Well, that was because he got hit. He cried because he was getting
Eli?
booed.
Who cried last year? No. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm talking about Derek Carr. Remember when Derek Carr cried last season? Derek Carr cried last year. He got hit. He got hit good.
Your future Bears quarterback.
But
I do remember that.
He got up and they were like, he was crying. I was like, dude, he was crying.
But that's because he got
Maybe
hit.
Ryan Pace can trade for Derek Carr.
Can he get that one back?
I know, right?
Derek Carr and the one.
Hey, run that back, Chucky. But listen, it's something to say. Last season they were 3-3, and we felt a completely different way last year than we feel this year.
We didn't have expectations.
Expectations, and also too, we can see it. We can see this team is not there. We can see that we possibly have another Mark Trestman on our hands. We see right now that the quarterback is not the answer.
Trestman was never 12-4 though.
Well, he did have that one solid start year.
Yeah.
Was it 12-4?
No, it wasn't that.
Okay.
But you know what? The next season, though.
He didn't have that defense, though.
But you know what?
That's because he wanted to sell them all off.
That was Emery that wanted to sell.
But Nagy, but to your point, how you talked about Nagy, he hasn't been able to adjust.
And Nagy.
Well, that record he set on Sunday, 7 rush attempts that beat Mark Trestman's 8 for franchise low ever.
All you gotta do is simple football. If you know your quarterback is hurt and you know the quarterback isn't that damn good,
and you're throwing Mitch 54 times.
Hey,
Mitch
fat boys up front. Fall forward. We're running the ball.
I said on Sean and Mike.
They gotta stop us.
54.
In this situation, let the hogs loose.
Yes.
Let
Fall
them
forward, fat boys.
Let them hit somebody.
Yes.
Are you sitting there? You're backing up all the
Do they
time?
want to?
I don't think
Yes.
so.
Offensive linemen? Yes, they do. They want them all. Yes,
these Bears do.
Yes, they do.
These ones here, D.
I know. Because they haven't been asked to do it. All you hear is fall back, big boy. Fall back, big boy. No, big boy, go
I'm
forward.
gonna tell you what. Now maybe we need old recruits in the house. Because I would think whoever the leaders of their offensive line have had to go and tell Nagy, like, let us run. Dude, let's even
their leader is out on IR.
Yeah, but you know what? He's been injured.
Who's done?
I think I would probably
How
say.
long is who I'm talking about?
I would probably say Cody West hair.
White hair?
White, thank you. White hair.
You think he's a leader of the offensive line?
Because the problem with Cal Long is Cal Long's been out.
But he's the most vocal though.
I'm gonna say,
he's the one with the cash.
But you got to remember, if you're in the hot tub or in your training room, you're not out here. Cody Whitehair has been healthy. Cal Long has been injured the last 4 seasons.
He said, yes.
I mean, ended up on the IR. So I mean, I think at that point, guys, especially he was playing center, guys start to figure out who's the next guy up. Basically,
Yeah.
I would think they would have said something. But even this, in the games where they did try to run the ball, when we were talking about
he's touched immediately.
Yeah, but even the Washington game, it didn't work. And Washington's, I mean, as far as the production, and they're not a phenomenal defense. So it's also because they tried to scapegoat Kyle Long and say, well, man, once we get Kyle out of here with his busted hip, we're gonna be all right.
Listen,
and we knew before then. If you even just watch the replays, all the disruption wasn't just coming from center right. You know what I'm saying?
You always had to come back to the previous line of scrimmage because Carlos Leno made a penalty, some kind of mistake.
And it's just.
I just think you have to ask your guys to consistently do it, and Nagy does not ask them to consistently do it. There is no way in hell Mitchell Trubisky should have thrown the ball 54 times.
No way.
No way.
Even if he was working good.
I don't care if you had to run Tariq Cohen, Mike Davis, and Montgomery, give them the ball each time 10 times apiece.
Or let Mitch run.
Mitch don't want to run.
So who told Mitch?
You talking about being cracked up? That's the one good thing he can do is move. It's like, dude, run.
Good. Like, you know how you hear Lamar Jackson like, I don't want to run. It's like, you got a future kid. I can see why, right? Even though it's like you need right now, kid, though, to get to that bridge, you got to use those legs.
Yeah.
But for Mitch, not last year was second in the league for quarterbacks rushing.
Yeah, he was high.
Maybe third at worst.
I think it was second.
Yeah.
It was second.
He was moving.
And he sat there now and really has had like one run, I think, this season where maybe he got close to a first.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was always the thing where, listen, like him or not like him, you could always be like, hey, at least Mitch is an athlete and you know he can get you a first. He hasn't tried to.
He doesn't even do it no more. He's probably scared to get hurt again, too. He's been banged up 2 seasons in a row.
What's going
he's been
on
out.
in his head.
I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Like, at first, I don't know. Like, if you've ever been in a situation where, and I think about this with Roquan, where things are unwrapping and you usually can get them back in tow, but they keep unwrapping and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Right? If you've ever been through that and you feel helpless, right? Like, damn, I can't do right. Like, if you're a person that usually things work out for you and you just keep getting hit with, and it's partially on you.
It's that mentality.
Yeah.
You get that dog mentality.
But you can blame someone else.
AKA me on Saturday with the flip.
But see.
There you go.
But that's one. I'm talking about like time after time, like a myriad of things where you cannot stop the bleeding. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna say he's giving up. You damn near quit on yourself because it's like I can't do right. Like, and that's where I look at him, and that's where, and it may be for a different reason. That's how I look at Roquan Smith. And to be honest, that's what I said earlier. It's sad. Like, it's sad. Listen, when Johnny Manziel loses because he's been a jerk, it's easy to be like, that's what your get, right?
He out there trying though.
That's what your get. But Mitch.
But you ain't. But with Johnny though. No, Johnny, he stinks. That's right.
I'm about to say, double down D.
No.
Doubling down.
No.
But that's the worst part. And then the thing is, and I always wonder this when it comes to front office and management. When do you realize you're not good at an evaluation? Because Ryan Pace,
I think he should be at that point.
He should make sure that the selection of the next quarterback, as far as, of course, he has to make the last okay, but really he finds someone who's great at evaluating QBs, and he takes that out of his hand because he's terrible at it. Like,
first of all, he doesn't draft them, and the one he did, he didn't draft over Mahomes or Watson.
A guy that told us
he gave Lone Neck $20 million.
A guy that told us he was going to use the Green Bay philosophy of drafting a quarterback. You can draft a quarterback every year. Well, let's not say he drafts him, but we've grown up in Chicago, we haven't had that, and it was like, yeah, I want assets like that, or maybe you should do it. Guy. You should do it, but and then you move up and you take a kid who had the least reps and basically the least talent, even though all three are talented physically.
Well, you said it.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing to not pick Mahomes. Nobody really saw Mahomes coming. He was a late riser up the board.
The projection was there. And plus, he had all the tools, but you didn't know he was going to turn into.
But Watson was the one. Right. Watson was the one where it's like, we've seen it. He's done it. He's playing NFL defenses. Why wouldn't you take him? And he runs the RPO.
I think his chain was too thick. He said, he came down that campus, boy, looked into that film room, saw that kid had on that thick chain, was like,
And now the quotes coming
Virginia.
from back.
Oh, my Lord.
My pearls. The quotes coming back now from draft day. So I think somebody asked him about the Bears not taking them. Was like,
prior to draft day.
Yeah, he's like, they got to live with it.
Because funny thing about that quote,
oh my God,
if you listen to it, so the quote was from Deshaun Watson saying that whoever drafts Mitch Trubisky over him will basically regret it. Summarizing, but it's the thing, and I thought about reading it, going along with what he was just inferring. Right? Notice he didn't say Patrick Mahomes.
No,
because it was at that point it was Mitch. Because when Mahomes went before Watson, it was like but it was like Andy Reid took him. It's like Andy could figure it out. Yeah. Probably Andy has a chance to figure that out, right? If anybody was going to actually do that, and I said before, perhaps Sean Payton could have done it, right?
And he was going after him too.
Yeah. Oh boy, imagine with Sean Payton.
He went on like the Dan Patrick show the next day and was like. Or maybe it was a year later. They're like, "Who'd you look at?" And he was like, "You know what? We wanted to get Mahomes."
Yeah, dude. And
can you imagine him replacing Drew Brees?
You know what makes you mad? God. You know what makes you so mad? So Andy Reid and Sean Payton, two of the best offensive minds in football, both was like that. Mahomes. When most of football was like, I don't know if Mahomes can figure it out, they was like, I can get him right. Right? Think about that. Yeah. Think about that. And our GM was like, I want no parts of it. He wanted no parts of.
Well, he wanted the super athlete.
That was Watson.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other thing was Mitch was a little bit bigger, so people were concerned about the health of Watson.
And Watson has been banged up, but you saw it. And you saw it with your own eyes.
And Pace every year in the first round, what has he gone for? The super athlete that's raw. Kevin White, Leonard Floyd, even Roquan Smith wasn't quite raw, but he was the super athlete. Then you get Mitchell Trubisky, the super. That's what he goes for. My coaches will coach them up.
Now you don't know if you have the right coach.
You don't even know if you're good at evaluating.
But see, everything else I think he has, well, I ain't gonna say everything else. I think over this past year and a half, I think he's been able to get other players, or at least for free agency, go out there and scout players like that and get them in there because, especially on the defense side of the ball, because we think we have a top 10 defense. Offensive side of the ball, yeah, but he has failed in the most important position in quarterback. He's failed. He has failed, and he has to wear it. Now it goes to, like Ken said, is what is he going to do? Is he good at evaluation? Then you got to ask the question, are you the right guy to even be in that position? Now you're talking about starting all over again when you have a Allen Robinson who's out there balling, when you have a Khalil Mack that's out there balling, when you have a Hicks is out there, when you have a A.D. Jackson, you have Kyle Fuller who, you know what I'm saying, he had a 2 good seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, maybe he might not be the 1, but he could at least be a 2 on a damn good defense. He could be that guy.
But if you
have the guys on the other side on the defensive side of the ball that's ready, that you need, Danny Trevathan, guys that are ready right there for you to win a Super Bowl, and you fail at the most important position.
But what if they go get Bridgewater in the offseason? They don't have to start all over again.
I agree with you.
All on Teddy.
Well, you guys love him.
I love him. I like them coming out of Louisville. I like them. I like them coming out of college.
But I'm saying, if you go,
I think that knee injury like really set him back and made him look into a journeyman. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's trash. If he comes in and he solidifies the quarterback, it's not going to be great, I don't think. But if he solidifies it, are you right back in business?
They could be.
Until he gets hurt.
I think the Bears could be right now. They'll be either 4-2 or 5-1 if they had Teddy Bridgewater.
That's facts.
And you will feel really comfortable because you have that defense on the side of the ball, and they'll still be Super Bowl contenders. They will be a Super Bowl contender with Teddy Bridgewater.
This is the thing. He can throw guys open.
Yep.
Mitch can't throw nothing open.
How many guys that he airmail passes on?
Yeah, man.
My goodness. Teddy Bridgewater, if he was on the Bears right now, they'll be a Super Bowl contender. And they'd be like, yeah, they might do it. He ain't better than Aaron Rodgers.
Fringe Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, fringe. Especially after Akeem Hicks got hurt.
Okay, all right. Okay, I give you that. But the defense, you would think, still be there because they'd be put in a position to succeed. The offense doesn't put them in a position to succeed.
Well, and not even putting him in position. How about just hold on to the ball a little bit with the run so they don't have to be out there every minute?
He ran it 7 times and he gave up one. I
don't even know how to grade that defensive performance that whole third quarter. They were just on the field.
That was messed up.
They were just out on the field in the third quarter. How do you expect them to hold a slight lead with an offense that can't score at all when you have a short field?
You got to be thinking the defense is in there about to go crazy.
Supposedly
in the
they had the players meeting today.
Khalil Mack disappeared again.
No, after every loss, he disappears.
Yeah,
so
because
that's troubling.
No, but you know why? Because it's really not the defense's fault for the most part. Yeah, they got smoked. But this was the game. You know what this was the game was? If the defense had gotten beaten up, they were supposed to the offense was supposed to bail them out. This was the type of game where the defense was going to sit there and give up maybe 30 points, but the offense was supposed to get 32. And they haven't been getting that.
Do it.
And on went to what he just said. And dude,
Ryan,
out of the 6 games, maybe one defense wasn't gassed.
Yeah.
Maybe
they haven't even gone over 300 yards.
Maybe the Packers game was probably the only one they weren't gassed, right? They were gassed in Denver.
Yep.
They were gassed
in London.
London, yeah.
They were gassed.
Maybe Minnesota.
Maybe, but they definitely were gassed yesterday because that's what I was like, they back. I'm like, I think we were all watching them like the defense got to come back here again.
Right.
Like,
especially when it was like 19-10 and then they had to come out immediately. It's like, oh man.
And a battering ram like Latavius Murray.
Right. And I think they were on the Bears side. It's like, best case scenario, field goal.
Yeah, dude.
Luckily, the kicker missed 2 field goals, but
luckily, but they still kicked the high.
Yeah, no, but
I'm with you.
Yeah, when they were happening,
another
like, oh my
4.
God, they still got a chance. And it was like when the offense went back on the field, like they have no shot.
It's hard. It's hard as a Bears fan right now.
Let's talk positivity.
Burn it down. Draft somebody. That's just me though.
I'm with you, and I mean,
I'm with you. I want to draft somebody.
Only problem is who picks the guy you're drafting.
That is a problem.
And then, man, I hope Nagy can bounce back.
He's got to stop looking like Mark Trestman.
He has to stop sounding like him. Because
Yeah, them press conference was terrible.
I turned the radio on going to work. I'm like, is that Hub? And Hub said what I said. I said it before. I didn't get this from Hub. I said on Sean Amaya. He was like, why don't you let those offensive linemen hit somebody?
Yes.
Right? I said on Sean Amaya, and Sean thought I was offensive lineman. I was like, no, I played a little, but I didn't like it. It's so unrewarding. Mm-hmm. But unless you got a quarterback that's killing and he gives y'all nice toys.
Right.
But still, like, dude, but it gets still to the point, and I know I'm rehashing it. Man, with how that offensive line is playing, I don't know if they can. I know, indeed, when you said just let them do it, just let them get out there anyway.
Repetition.
Listen, I said this, and
repetition.
Shaka got on me when
Shaka.
Shout out to Shaka.
Yeah, shout out to Shaka.
Shaka got on me when I was talking about the game before the London game. When I was like, they committed to it. They didn't get anything off of it, but they committed to it. Mm-hmm. Like, you still commit.
But they was in that game, though, too.
Yeah, but could commit to what you're saying with the 54 tosses.
Yes.
So you don't have to have this kid out here who can't do it try to throw the ball around. Like,
It saves him mentally.
Yes.
It saves him mentally.
Saves him from almost crying out.
Yes.
Can we have like a 30 pass cap unless you just absolutely have to throw it in like the fourth quarter?
30? You won't do that many?
No, I'm saying cap, max cap.
I set that max to 20.
I mean,
I set it to 20.
It depends how the offense would be rolling, but yeah, you need that run game going.
West coasting and up, man. You throwing 5-yard out routes. you doing little digs to the tight end. That's all you doing, son.
They're
Other
still
than
going
that,
to have to
hand
keep
the rock
doing
off.
that, though. They're going to have to keep this quick passing game and the short passing game. Because first of all, he can't throw it deep, so they have to keep it short, and they can't really run block. So you got to still have that be a big part of your offense.
The ball, because he gonna overthrow everybody.
He gives you no reason not to have 8 in the box. Or kind of in the box, since you're not really trying to stop the run, but you just to throw him off in the type of pressure you can show him.
And to get rid of all those little spacers underneath so that those don't become big plays downfield. Force him to throw it downfield to get big plays. Don't let a guy break a tackle and easily get 20 yards.
How many wins the Bears get this year?
Hold on, let me bring up the schedule. All right, so next game, I was thinking about going to Los Angeles. Thank you for saving my money.
That's here.
No. It was a Rams game. That was later on.
Yeah, that's
in November. Yeah, whatever. I still say thank you for saving my money. Next game is the Chargers. Chargers are going to be here next week.
That's
Sunday.
winnable.
Winnable? Ken, I think he has a face of a nut.
You don't think so?
Is Bosa hurt? What's the name's out though?
I mean, their whole offensive line is out.
Yeah, but I'm talking about I'm worried about what their defense is going to do to that young Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, but at least our defense shouldn't have a problem actually getting upfield in penetration.
We'll see.
Well, if Mitch keep putting them out there, they're going to get gassed again.
But the thing is,
But the other way, you stop letting that offense go run the ball.
they're going to give you a lot of Gordon Eckler.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the book is out now on defense. Run the ball on them.
Run up the guts.
Yeah, run the ball. Okay, so Chargers, is that a win? That's a win or a loss?
I mean, it's winnable.
No, we got to do on what we think.
I think they'll win then.
I'm going to go. Also, I see the only people that took the Bears losing this week.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't see that? When I saw that, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, are they meatballing? Or do they really think that? Because they losing, right?
Yeah.
Haters.
That's meatballing right there. No,
All right,
I was
I'm
being factual, sir.
I'm going with an L because, like you said, I think they're going to run the ball up on them so much and then roll the ball in that defense. The blueprint is out for them right now. I think that at least the Chargers offense, at least with the running backs, they have a kryptonite for the defense, and the offense can't do diddly poo. I'm going L on the Chargers.
As of right now, I'm going loss. I could change my mind. I don't think they're beating the Eagles.
Okay, that's an L. That's an L.
I don't think
In Philadelphia, too? That's an L.
Now, listen, they played the Lions twice.
They'll split.
That's what I was about to say. So I think they'll get one from the Lions. So I'll say the one here,
They'll win.
they'll win. All right? Regardless, either or, they're going to get one from the
All
Lions.
right, I got one win so far for myself personally.
I got the
you got
Lions
one?
win. I got the Lions win.
But you got to lose in the Chargers, right? So I think we still align with each other.
Yeah,
so,
we're in line.
Okay.
We're in line to...
So next 2 losses, okay, all right. Then your Lions, we say we're going to win. Rams, that's an L.
That's an L.
That's an L.
Giants win.
They could probably win the Giants.
They're going to beat the Giants.
Okay,
They're
all
going to beat the Giants.
Okay. Saquon is back, and Saquon beat him last year.
Yeah, but Danny Dimes is showing that he's a shorty.
Okay, all right, cool. Lions.
St. Thanksgiving game,
Yeah.
Either the one here they're going to win. If they lose both, Lord have mercy.
To the Lions?
Yep.
I think it's very possible they lose both to the Lions.
I don't think so.
it's possible.
It's very
I
possible.
think they'll get one though.
Okay, all right.
Cowboys, they're going to lose.
That's a L.
Pack, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
This is the game I think, by now, what's the name is going to be back. Well,
He'll be back by then.
It's supposed to be like 3 weeks.
Kareem Hunt?
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, I'm sorry.
And then to say this,
Cleveland.
that last game with the Vikings, if the Vikings have something on the line,
Yeah.
but see, they may be able to win that one. But again,
The Vikings probably going to be a wild card.
so I basically,
Last year, the Vikings had it on the line.
me and you have two definite wins.
I got 2 definite wins.
That's it. I got 2 definite wins.
5-11.
Yeah.
That's what you think? 5-11?
I think they can get to 6 or 7 wins. But think about that, what we're saying. So Sports Illustrated was right.
What'd they say?
They had
Regression.
him last. Huh?
Regression.
Yeah, they had him last in the
Oh, they sure did.
I think they made. I don't
They
know if they
sure
had him in 8 or-
did. Yeah.
They were right.
They were right. Yeah.
Shout out to Pacoda with the Cubs and shout out to Sports Illustrated. You guys know what you're doing with your numbers. They looked at Mitchell Trubisky like, shit.
So, yeah, I got maybe 5, possible 6
I say
wins
5
overall.
to 7 wins.
Say 5 to 7?
5 to 7.
All right, it's about
And then wait. 5 to 7 wins, meaning these mugs gonna pick around 13 or 14, and Chucky's gonna get it. When we was like, take those picks, we got Khalil Mack in Super Bowl aspirations. We don't care about that late first round pick.
And what's the Raiders record right now?
It's better than
Are
that.
they 3-3? And looks like John Gruden's coaching them up.
Oh, this is definitely he's coaching them up.
He's coaching them up. So,
All right, we're gonna come back and go up for grabs with Ryan Bukoveski, the bookiest. Dean Davis Show.
What's up, everybody? It's Cameron Smith from CBS 2 Chicago. You're listening to the D and Davis Show.
D and Davis Show, it is time to go up for grabs with Ryan Bukoveski. Ryan, what you got for us?
Let's keep it here with football, and I guess just keep it easy. We'll go with a really simple up for grabs. I know what your answers are, but let's get your Thursday night picks for this week, as it is the Vikings hosting the team from DC.
Ooh, Minnesota Vikings, skull all the way.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the Vikes are gonna they're gonna go up there and do it. It's gonna be in Mini.
In Mini.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be nasty.
I got what's the name? I left him on my bench. Kirk Cousins. I picked him up last week. He's starting this week.
Yeah, he's doing
Yeah,
it.
after he got chewed out by
Yeah.
everybody, he been better.
The Diggs said I want to trade, and Thielen was like, man. But definitely,
They haven't lost since, right?
They're Washington
5-1?
3-0 since that loss
Are they
to the Bears.
5-1 or
They're 5-2.
5-2?
Washington's a sad situation. Like I feel sorry for Haskins because it's not gonna work. That kid, he may as well start looking for the team he gonna go to next.
Well, it depends on who
He's
they bring in.
destined for Josh Rosen right now.
It depends on who they bring in next year. As the lead the team.
It's gonna have to be
head
someone
coach.
desperate.
Maybe the Bears can get
And you know what? It's not even that. Because listen, Jay Gruden is not a bad coach. They mess with the pot too much. Allen and Snyder, they're always messing with the pot. Like, let the dude do what he's doing. Like, how many years, dog, we go back to it? Kyle and Mike Shanahan didn't want RG3. They forced RG3 on him. Mm-hmm. Then they hurt him, but he had a good year. Then he never grew. Because even if we say RG3 got hurt, he was still supposed to be a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So he still should have figured it out, right? Then they do the same thing with Haskins. It's like you're not learning. Either you got to have somebody that's going to do exactly what you say, or let that person do it, but you repeated the same mistake, basically.
Amazing how some franchises always do that, huh?
Yeah.
We know a little something.
Yeah.
We're all going to Vikes, right?
Yeah, I'm going
no
Vikes
doubt.
as well.
Okay.
No doubt.
Let's switch over now to a little bit of NBA talk, because thank goodness it's here. It's finally here. And before we talk some Bulls, I want to get your overall kind of opening statements going into the season. Is something kind of on your mind with the NBA? What's some of the first thoughts that jump out with the NBA
what's on
season
my
upon
mind?
us?
I hate the partisan LeBron and Jordan thing, and this has nothing to do with LeBron, but I was bringing it up. So I was watching MSNBC. I forget what the brother's name is. He was interviewing Michael Jordan. And
Steph Curry, not a Hall of Famer.
that's not what
It's not what he said.
It's not how he meant. That's the context it's taken out.
And he gave him a little wink too.
everyone's saying that he's not going to be a Hall of Famer. He's just saying he's not a Hall of Famer now. So I'm gonna take the guys that I played against and the guys that are Hall of Famers. Now we all know that James Worthy shouldn't be in your damn starting five, but they went to college together, right? That's basically.
Hey, Big Game James was pretty damn good.
And Mike doesn't care who he
not
plays
all time
with.
starting five, good brother.
But that's just his starting five.
Yeah,
though.
but
that's Michael Jordan's starting five.
I'm just saying, I'm with it, even though I'm gonna need a shoot. Like I don't think Steph Curry is the greatest point guard ever.
No, not at all.
But any all-time starting team I'm playing with, he's at the point because I need spacing. Like as a kid, Reggie Miller was at my 3. It's like we spacing it out, baby. Like anytime I put my team together on live, I'm like, let me bring Reggie. I put Reggie right there at that 3. We got to space this bad boy out, right? Like
put Mike at the 2, Reggie at the 3. I can see that.
So I mean, I'm just saying when I saw that. So that's my first basketball thing. When I saw people after Michael Jordan did something good, we don't act like he does philanthropy. He's always. I saw Mike Key mention this on Facebook a few days ago, talking about. We all know that he always has done philanthropy. He's just not the type of person that wants recognition for it.
Right. He just do it.
Yeah, he just does it, and he talked about that. The dude asked me, he's like, so, is this going to be the second half of your life? You
Kevin Milborn? What is his name?
And he was like, no, this has nothing to do with any of that. It's basically just what I'm supposed to do. It's not about, I'm turning into a philanthropist. It's not about that or whatever. Saw the need. Instead of just doing one hospital, they built 2 for areas for everybody, but for areas that aren't, people that can't afford it and can't get this type of medical help. So it's definitely cool, but to see people turning into, and of course Mike was being Mike, but see it turn into that is just sometimes it's like politics today. Like if it doesn't even matter if you say something good. Again, I know Mike was
Craig Melvin.
Thank you, Craig Melvin. No, it was tongue in cheek, but that was the first thing, and then I'll say the next thing is
Mike was lit though. He was a little saucy. You saw that bottle.
It's gonna be interesting to see how the West shakes out. I think that's what I want to say that. It's going to be interesting to see how both conferences shake out because I'll say
the East. You know what's going to shake out in the East.
Well, I think to me, I got the Sixers coming out.
East. That's right. Yeah.
I don't think Giannis has enough talent around him. But still, that still says that there can't be a team that may be able to do something. That's also banking on the fact that Ben Simmons takes another step and Joel Embiid stays healthy.
Very true. Very true. But I think Philadelphia does have the best team in the East. My thing that I'm going to, and I think I will be wrong, but I'm looking for the storyline. Will the 2 teams that represented each conference in the NBA Finals make the playoffs?
I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm very curious to see because Steve Kerr came out and said that he doesn't think Klay Thompson is going to play this season. That could be him just saying just to kind of get people off his back because they're going to be talking about it all the time.
Also not.
Yeah, what would you gain?
Rush back.
Yeah, what would you gain from saying, oh yeah, he might play?
Exactly. So, and this could be the time where they can just kind of listen. Steph Curry's probably about to set some records this season, but I don't know if it'll be enough to be able to get out the West because the West is so deep. Toronto was all about Kawhi, and he put that entire country on his back, and they went to the promised land and won the chip. Without him, and it's not like they have DeRozan coming back because they always there with DeRozan. They'll be that team that had that squad. What's the kid that got the contract?
Pascal
Siakam. Yeah, he's nice, but he ain't that dude. And we already know that Kyle Lowry, happy for Kyle, got his ring.
Got his money too.
He ain't that dude. I'm very curious to see I think they'll probably fade back, but I want to see how far of a drop they're going to drop. They're going to make a drop.
If they stay healthy, they'll make the playoff.
It's going to be a drop. But listen, you got Detroit, you got Orlando.
Oh, you said that Detroit like it was.
No. I'm talking about the tail end of the playoffs. Because they made the playoffs last year. It was the AFC.
Yeah, but
they got to stay healthy.
Blake's already hurt with a hamstring, and he's not going to be in the opener.
Right.
All right.
But I'm just saying, my team's at the bottom. Orlando, Atlanta, I think could possibly make a move up. They can make that move.
How many games did the Hawks have than the Bears last year?
The Bulls?
Like 2 or 3? 2 or 3?
Maybe 4 is the max.
3 or 4. But this is the thing, though. But so they won like no.
You said
they had more. No, they had more than that. Hold on, let me bring up the schedule.
They had like 20,
maybe 6 max.
No, the Bulls won 22 games last year. I think the Hawks won 29. I think they won 29.
Yeah, they didn't win 30.
So wait a minute. So if they won 29 games, they go improve another 10, that's 39. Detroit got into the playoffs with 41. So is it that crazy to say they can get an extra 2 or 3 and maybe get 42 or 43 wins? I don't think
a lot, though.
I don't think 10 is a lot when you have an up-and-coming team that's pretty good. 20 is a lot when you have an up-and-coming team that ain't that damn good. Who can basically get scored on at will. So I think Atlanta has a chance to make it to the playoffs. Not the Bulls. The Hawks do. So I think Toronto's going to take a drop. They're going to take a definite drop out of the top 4, maybe even the top 6. So that's the one thing I'm kind of.
The Nets may not make it.
The Nets are going to make it. They're just going to be out in the second round. I think Kyrie can get them to the playoffs. They just ain't going to win.
If he stays healthy.
But we don't. But see, the thing is, we don't know how Kyrie's going to act with the team that was gelling last year.
Right.
Like,
But I think he can get them to the playoffs, though.
Okay.
I think he can get them to the playoffs.
Because
They was number 6 seed last year. They're going to have the roster's better.
I think they were 7.
No, they was like 6 last year.
was the
and
two?
the roster was better.
6.
Yeah, the roster was better last year. And listen, man, you bringing Kyrie Irving to a team. Kyrie Irving is a great basketball
Why was the
player.
roster better last year?
No. I'm saying the roster gonna be better this year. It was a young roster who made the playoffs without a superstar. Now they bring in a superstar on that team. They're gonna make the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna go far.
Yeah,
when they get KD there and saying KD is at least, let's say, 90% KD and not 100% KD.
But that's next year though.
Exactly. So I think the Nets will make it.
Play this year.
No, exactly. I think the Nets
Now
will
the
make it.
Heat's probably gonna make the playoffs.
Jimmy Butler get you to the playoffs. He ain't gonna win anything, but he gonna get you to the playoffs. So it's teams there. It's kind of like, man, Toronto might fall.
None of those
But you know the
teams.
thing is, I think this is going to be the thing. I think you're going to have a team that's actually maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if you get a 39-win team in the playoffs this year. Because I think
In the East, you mean?
Yeah, because you're going to get a situation where these teams that we're saying that are falling back, some of these other teams are going to be coming up.
Yeah.
So I think the Nets may fall back a smidge. You said the Raptors, I'm with you on the Raptors, but I'll tell you who probably will fall back too. Celtics may fall back. And they won 49 games.
Oh, I think they'd be fine.
No, but this is all I'm trying to say.
What's
They won 49.
falling back for
They
you?
may not win but 45 to 44 games. I'm saying that there's going to be more victories for the lower teams is all I'm trying to say. Again, I'm not trying to say the Bulls are going to make the playoffs. I'm just pointing out that I think you may not have to you may have to break 500 like the Pistons did. But still, the Pistons are suspect. Not to say they won't. Listen, if Fultz is what Fultz is supposed to be, the Magic should be back right there too. But they still have to work in players because they didn't really have Mo Bamba there for most of last year. We're talking about working in Oladipo. They still don't know what they're going to do when it comes to Sabonis and to what's the power forward?
Miles Turner.
Thank you, Miles Turner. Because they don't.
They did add Brogdon, though.
They're okay, but they lost what? What's the guy that went to Utah?
Bogdanovic. No, he was in Milwaukee.
No, they lost their small forward to Utah.
Oh, the white cat. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew you were talking about.
And again, Brogdon.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah.
They lost him to Utah. He was a floor spacer, and he could ball out. Yeah,
he was good. He was
gave
good.
him length. Again, look, I'm not saying the Bulls are going to make the playoffs. I'm just saying that I don't think the Bulls are going to be.
I think they're in the group of Atlanta,
trash.
Detroit,
Yes.
maybe Orlando. Orlando may be a little bit higher up.
Well, Detroit's a little higher up. They're definitely in the group what you just said, Orlando and Detroit. I mean Orlando and the Hawks.
Miami's going to move into the playoffs. That means one of these teams are going to
Keep
move
acting
out.
like Jimmy Butler may not flame that team, though.
Yeah.
But he's good enough to get you to the playoffs.
But look, he doesn't have
By
the same amount of
himself?
talent.
He's good enough to get you to the playoffs. They won 39 games last year. They was out the playoffs by 2 games. Jimmy Butler's good enough to get you into the playoffs. He ain't gonna win you.
He might take as many games off as Dwayne Wade did, though.
No. Jimmy gonna go. I think Jimmy gonna go.
I think they should make the playoffs.
Yeah. But the Bulls, no chance in hell.
I'm
No
very
chance.
excited to see how that plays out.
With the Bulls or Miami?
Just the NBA Eastern Conference in general, because I don't know how good it is. The West is definitely intriguing, as you guys pointed out. I wonder who's going to be the top seed in the West. That's what I'm kind of wondering going into this year.
The Clippers.
But they're going to rest a bunch of guys.
So am I, Denver.
That's what I'm saying. Then is it Denver? Does Denver take that
This is
step?
gonna be Denver or Utah. Teams that are trying to prove something, but Denver's so
Portland,
loaded.
maybe?
I don't think they're loaded. Like Denver got about 3 strings on that damn.
Remember, let's not forget about Houston.
Let's not being the lead the West in wins though, D.
I'm really interested.
Not
in
the
that.
wins, D. They're not. That's not a chance.
I'm rooting for that team.
I am too, but it's because I liked OKC.
You don't think so?
It's not a chance.
They won 53 games last year. Golden State won 57.
I think there's a chance, but it would have to work out really well.
First of all,
Dude, wait a minute. The last year's standings was 57 wins for Golden State, 54 for Denver, 53 for Portland, and then 53 for Houston. Why you? No. Houston got a chance to get
And
the
they
most
got off
wins.
to that horrible start, too.
Yeah, Houston got a chance to get the number 1 seed.
they're not going to get the number 1 seed.
Okay. I'm not banking on it, but I think they're definitely in the conversation.
I'm taking it to the bank.
Oh, wow.
I'm taking it to the bank.
Bet them, D. Bet them.
But I can't bet them because
I don't even want to take his money.
It's not a lock.
Take his money.
No. It's not a lock for
I don't
that.
even want to take his money.
No, it's not a lock for them to
I'll
make
tell you
it.
this, because
They got a damn good shot, though.
one, we've seen that Harden can get injured. We've seen that happen the last couple of years, right? You still have two players trying to figure out how to play with each other. D'Antoni's trying to figure out how to use his player, right? I'm not saying that they're not going to be. I'm not saying they're not in the top 5 in the West.
Dude.
I don't think that they're going to have the youth and the ambition that Denver will.
Houston?
Yeah, not the youth. Because, I mean,
Man, this is probably their last shot.
no, but see, now we're confused.
I'm not confusing anything
you don't
because
have
it's
to have
their
the
last
best
shot. They might have the best record. They gotta go.
No, but you don't have to have the best record. 'Cause it's your last
Not to win it all, but
Yeah, that's
okay.
the thing.
All right,
you
all
want
right,
to
all
be
right.
in the top 4. Yeah, you home court is. Dog, if you're really bad, F home court. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about when we were growing up here in Chicago. How many years did the Bulls, when they was winning titles, had the best record?
Not all the time.
No.
Not all the time.
And it would always go this every year after the first beginning.
The
of the
early
three-peat.
years, they don't think they did. The later years,
No, the early years they did, but it would always go. The years after the beginning, after the three-peat, they would have less wins because it wasn't as important. Right. So some of those years, I think they may have finished 3rd in the East. Remember, one of those years, Atlanta had the best record in the East. I'm trying to think who else may have had Detroit. the Knicks.
the Knicks might have.
Yeah,
the
so
Pacers
I'm
have.
trying
I don't know.
to like, yeah, you don't have to have the best record.
But this is the thing about the West, though. Honestly, okay, let's take out Golden State because I think there's a possibility they won't make it. They'll probably be the 8th seed.
Clay doesn't play.
Yeah, they probably won't make it though. But you got Denver, who we said is a contender. I don't know if Portland is a contender, but they're going to be up there though, right?
I like the fact you said that.
Yeah, they're going to be up there though, but they're not. I don't think they're a real contender to get the number 1 seed. That's what I'm talking about. Denver has a chance. I think Houston has a chance. I think the Clippers have a chance. I think the Lakers have a chance. That's 4 teams right there. And Utah. That's a Utah already.
No.
It's 5 teams, in my opinion, that could be the number 1 seed in the West. That's crazy. This reminds me of those good old late 90s, early 2000s when the West was so loaded. We ain't talking about Portland, and Portland's going to put up a fight. I think San Antonio they'd probably be done. But you got the Lakers now that's going back into the playoffs.
They're going to be a professional
Don't
team,
say
though.
that about San Antonio.
We're not done.
You got Murray.
Well, they'll be in the playoffs again, probably. They might be the 8th seed again. They were 7th seed last year.
They found White, right, last year. The guy that they were planning on playing, Murray, is healthy. They just gave cash to. And you got the rookie from last year back that didn't play. And they got the best coach in basketball.
Okay, all right. So, okay, they might be middle of the pack seed.
No, I think, I'm not middle of the pack. I'm
What?
I'm 7-8 in them.
Okay, all right. So same.
But
I'm
I'm
last
saying
year.
7-8 in the West.
Yeah, that's
Right?
strong.
That's 7-8 in the
They got
West.
48 wins and 7th seed last
Yeah,
year.
I think they can probably get
The
close
West
to
is
48 again.
low. And what do you think about this? Sacramento got another year up under their belt.
See,
They're going to be tougher. Not saying they're going to win. They're going to be tougher.
They're going to be.
I think Dallas is a dark horse team.
You
to
got
make a playoff
Dallas.
I
spot.
think they may take Sacramento's spot.
You got Dallas. Then you have now, based on the projections as far as health-wise,
Yeah.
you have New Orleans, all right? So New Orleans got a nice little young team. You got Zion. They ain't going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be tougher probably. You know what I'm saying? So the West is, I'm looking so forward. I'm so forward looking to watching some West Coast
starting
games.
those games early.
And he's starting the games early.
Not tonight, though.
Not tonight. Oh, you got to wait tonight. You got to wait for the good stuff. All right, thanks for a great Up for Grabs, Ryan. We'll come on back, close out the shop. Talk a little Bulls, all right? Dean Davis Show.
What's up, Chicago? This is Chris Sosa from Red Eye, and you're listening to the Dean Davis Show.
We're still a really young group. We're the second youngest team, I believe, in the league, in terms of age. But I told the guys, you can't use youth as an excuse. I think maturity is a big thing. I think even our young guys are mature individuals. And, take Wendell Carter, for example. I mean, he's a young guy, but he went through, he played a year at Duke. He's been through pressure and those type of things. So I think maturity is an important thing. So, yeah, I think all of us like our roster. I mentioned on media day that in 2 years we really completely turned the roster over. In that clip, you heard Jim talk about different ways we can play. I do think that given some of the versatility, we probably play small at times, and we're still missing a piece in terms of our wing depth with Chandler Hudson, who's been out the whole preseason. When we get him back in the fold, he gives us a little bit of a different element too. So, on paper it's all good. We're 0-0, so everybody's feeling good about things. But we've got to come together on the floor, and that's always the biggest thing as a team.
Get off.
D and Davis Show last segment. What you want to talk about, Ryan? Talk some Bulls, don't you?
Yeah, I want to talk some Bulls. I'm excited for those Bulls.
Only the Bulls.
Only the Bulls.
Now you can keep that way.
Can't stop nobody.
But honestly,
on the west side, Chicago.
I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but this is about as excited season opener for the Bulls that I can remember in a minute.
Are you serious?
What's the minute? I like when we have to do this. What's the minute exactly?
Maybe Derrick Rose with Tom Thibodeau?
Wow. Your expectations and your level of excitement is
just
crazy.
Because the last few years have been just terrible.
But
and you know that they're going
Derrick
nothing.
Rose, Joe, Paul with what's
Rondo and all them, D-Wade?
Yeah, I wasn't excited
not the
for that.
Rondo year. Not the Rondo.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
So those years you
what's
were
the
contending.
next first year's head coach?
Freddie?
Yeah.
Fred Hoiberg?
That was not.
Well, wait. So you're telling me?
No. Hold on. Let me tell you guys.
Please, sir.
Yeah, break it down for us.
It's more so, like the Bears last year had that good year, and you were really excited this year because you felt that there was hope and actual future. When's the last time you felt the Bulls had hope and future?
But you just preface it with saying it's because the Bears had a good year.
No. I know, but you have to have the hope and future.
I'm trying to understand his feeling.
Because, you look at the Paul Gasol teams, right? You knew they weren't winning a title, so you were just expecting them to make the playoffs.
I know this team isn't one of those.
Right, but this is a team that actually might have something ahead of itself still. You're in the upswing, hopefully. That's what makes it exciting.
That's hard.
You don't think so?
I'm a Bulls fan. I think I think they're swinging up as far as, this is what I like about the Bulls. The Bulls can.
I just said they're swinging up.
No, this is what I'm about to say because I disagree with what you're saying. I think they have amassed enough talent to go get somebody. Yeah, I think because
how is that not exciting then?
Who going?
No, but you're just because I don't.
Who going to get him?
I don't think they have. I don't know if they have the tandem championship players on this team.
No. But what you just said, that they might have the core to attract somebody.
Yeah.
When's the last time that has been a positive future for the Bulls?
I did not say attract.
Via trade or free agency?
But you're saying you could get somebody.
Via trade. Dude.
What the hell
are you getting trade?
Who the hell? Who are y'all talking about?
Boy.
Are we talking about these Chicago Bulls?
Boy, this is what I'm saying.
And they front office?
They've amassed, when you look at the fact that, even though he's hurt, Wendell Carter, there's still some fool out there that may
think beefy of this shit too.
There's just still some fool out there that may think Laurie can be an all-star. I mean, a star. Zach LaVine's gonna have a really good year. You have Kobe White, people like Satoransky. Like, I'm just saying that before, a lot of times the Bulls didn't have the Bulls didn't put it like this. They didn't have the assets to go out and get a player. They also didn't have the assets that if they got that player, there would still be assets here to build around that. Think about Kobe Bryant.
We definitely don't have that.
Kobe Bryant, Luol Deng trade. Kobe Bryant was basically like, yeah, I'll go to the Bulls if you keep Luol Deng. They have enough assets that if they trade two big pieces, they can still have somebody to be here. I didn't even mention Otto Porter. They can, I'm not saying anybody's going to trade for his deal, but I'm just saying they have more assets. And I feel like they're viewing the NBA the way that they should view the NBA. As far as, and it started last year at the second half of the season, more towards the tail end as far as offensively what they should be doing. So that's when we're talking about more exciting. I think if you
what y'all talking about.
If you watched the Bulls last year after Boylen took over the job, you were like, whoa.
Yeah.
What is this antiquated offense?
1995 offense.
And I mean, I'm a Kobe White guy. So I think they're going to be entertaining. Like, I don't plan on saying they're going to win the playoffs. I just think they're going to be entertaining.
But even in entertaining, that's exciting to me.
But I don't think they've amassed this type of talent, especially out making big moves like they have. Like, I'm watching the preseason. I like Cornette, and I didn't think so. And I was watching, and the worst part, but see, this is the thing that makes it worse. I'm like, I kind of like this Cornette dude. I liked how he went rim to rim, but it made me think, man, I was like, he's going to be good, man, especially if Laurie's not going and you got this dude, this big tall guy that can
step out
threes. But then I was like, look at what you just said. You already predicting Laurie's not going to be going. And that's like stuff like that. Like if you're still up on Laurie, I'm not saying that he can't, but to me,
he's like a number 3 on a good team.
Yeah, you see it. Like it's kind of what we say about Mitchell Trubisky.
Let me tell you, hold on. I love the fact that y'all have this enthusiasm as far as what the Bulls are going to be. I have none. I think that they won 22 games last year. I think it's a possibility they can get up to 30 games this year. 30 or 32 games wins this year. That is improvement. I don't deem that as exciting because I don't see the finished project when it's like, oh man, they might have a chance to do some damage in the playoffs. I know it's baby steps. I know you got to take that. I don't see none of it. The biggest thing is they can't stop anybody. That defense of theirs is going to be woeful. Woeful. You might see some games that's going to be like 130 to like 120, 121 or something like that. That's not, it's fun to see all the basket scorers. That's not good basketball to me. And if they can't stop anybody, I have no expectations for them. So I think they're a team with a team with a bunch of threes. No clear number 2, no clear number 1 on any other team. I like Cody White, but this is just a preseason. I don't know what they're going to do with Dunn. Dunn is on the bench. That's whatever. You got Satoransky. Ken called out a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, he's going to be the starter. That's fine. But I don't think Satoransky's anything special. You're thinking like, oh, man, he's a future.
No, that's not even what's being said. No, Satoransky.
No. I'm saying he's how I feel about the team going projected, looking out.
He a nice glue.
He's a backup guy.
He a nice glue, can do it like you can.
But he's your starter. And I'm hearing people saying like, "Oh man, they got a chance to go to the playoffs and be excited."
Not because of
Satoransky. They don't. No, but he is a main part of this team this year.
The reason that they're saying with Satoransky is because
Dunn sucks.
No, it accentuates.
I shouldn't say he sucks. He's a professional basketball player. He's not that good.
It accentuates Zach LaVine because
it does.
You need someone to be off ball with LaVine, so that like that, and we know Dunn can't shoot. So with Satoransky, you got a guy that can play 1 through 3. All right. And the fact that he can handle the ball, his numbers after John Wall went down were pretty decent.
They were.
Like 16 and 7.
It was a good pickup for the team.
Yeah, 16. Remember, he was 16 and 7 with the guy taking volume shots next to him last year. Beal, right? Yeah. So again, no one's saying that's great, but this is the thing. When for them to get him and Cornette, and of course it's like Cornette, right? Because who was watching Knicks games last year, right? And listen, I wasn't watching Satoransky in Washington either. Right? So initially everything I was reading was like, okay, looking at his numbers, I like, he played half a season. That's pretty decent. But to me, they wouldn't even make these moves, these correct moves in the past. It just, I wonder who's doing the talent evaluation at the UC right now, because to me
they're finding a lot of good glue guys.
And listen, one guy we haven't mentioned is Red, Daniel Gafford.
Oh man,
the fans are gonna love Red.
Yeah, he gonna give you some energy. He gonna
Red
some good
get out
dunks.
there, start hanging mugs off the balcony, talking about when his office hours are. Oh man,
yeah. No. I think they have young guys, which is good. But I'm talking about this season. They, like I said before, I'm going to keep harping on this. They won 22 games last year. They can probably do 10 to 12. That's not good enough for the playoffs. And their defense is going to be woeful. The one bright spot that I do have on defense is going to be Wendell Carter. But
what about Otto Porter? Satoransky is a decent defender too.
I would have to see
team
them.
Defense, not
I would have to see them on the court and see like, okay, can that guy is the guard going to know my guys behind me is going to be able to clean up anything coming towards the middle. I gotta see that consistently happen. I'll have faith in them. I'll be excited if I start to see them with some games. It's like they giving up 110 points, maybe 105, 110. Because
like Dunn will be,
I think they're gonna give up a way more than
point
that.
Guard. You got Thad Young. He's a good defender.
They got good veteran presence. Listen, like I said before, I think they could probably do 10 to 12 more wins this season. They should be a lot better at home than what last year. I think they won like 9 games at home or something like that last year. It was terrible. It was terrible. Double that. Okay. All right. There go 10 games for you.
Let's say they improve both defensively and offensively. What's their cap?
39 wins.
That's on the high ceiling for me. Wow. Yeah, I would agree with that. If everything works out correct, everything works out great, everyone stays healthy, and they perform to the expectation, maybe a little bit above expectations, I'd say 39 wins. But that's still like the 9th or 10th seed.
Except 39 may get you in the playoffs this year in the East.
See, no, that's what you say. That's what you say. I don't think so. I think it's still going to be 500 or better. I think it's still going to be 500
See, I think the thing is, like you just talked about, and again, it's not the West, but we keep talking about the West. And the East, it may not be top heavy.
It's not.
But it's middle heavy. It's middle heavy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of teams that could be pretty interesting. Or at least solid. I
give you that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I give you that.
So I just think there's going to be a lot of teams beating up, plus the West beating on them. A lot.
Oh, they going to beat on them.
Yeah, they are.
Beat them like a drum.
But still, I think it's a chance that an Eastern Conference team, I can't remember the last time we've seen a team that won 39 get in the playoffs, but I think it's going to be.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't. It has to be a team that's probably, it's a chance that a 39 win team can get to the playoffs this season.
Washington made it. That was 43 wins in 2017.
Injuries are going to be everything in the East.
Bulls made the playoffs in 2016. They was the AC. That was at 41 wins. Somebody did make it with 39 wins. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on,
I thought the Bucks did.
Because that was like the last time you heard people like, they need to
the Brooklyn, 38 wins.
Okay.
That was in 2014, though.
See? I got us in with action.
Wait, what year was it?
2014, 2015.
Yeah, there was no stars in the East back then either.
All right, y'all. Atlanta won 60 games that year? Man.
Yeah, Al Horford.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They was balling that year.
Oh, that's That's ISO Joe Horford, and what's his name is in Denver now. Millsap.
Yeah. Bulls had 50 wins that year.
Millsap.
And that 2014, who went to the finals that year out the East?
LeBron?
The Cleveland?
That was like LeBron's first year back in
Was it?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think that was Heat Spurs.
No, he was in Cleveland. He was in Cleveland.
In 14?
I think he was.
Yeah, that's what it says Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah, they might have played Golden State that year. Because they played Golden State. They played Golden State like 4 years in a row, right?
That's 2014-15 and 2013-14.
No, 2014-2015.
Was the Brooklyn Nets?
Let's see.
14-15?
14-15, yes.
Then that was Cleveland.
That was Cleveland. Yep.
Because they won in 2015.
There you go. So, but no, I mean, listen, I want the Bulls to do well. My fandom in this city goes Bulls, then White Sox, and then everybody else. I really love. I mean, listen, as Ken and I say, Michael Jordan raised me. I'm all about championships. That's what I'm used to.
Up over him.
That's what I'm used to. I set to those standards.
That's a shotgun.
Yeah, I set those standards when it comes to the Bulls. I want to see championships because that's what I'm used to. It ain't happened in a long time, but damn it, I want to get back to it. And I don't see this team with the coach. I don't see this team with the front office, and I don't see this team with the roster.
You know the worst
getting back
thing?
to that point.
And maybe
right
it's
now.
not worse, but just because the kind of way we feel about him right now. You mentioned Jim Boylan. What if Jim Boylan figures it out and we're stuck with him? But then the craziest part is we don't like him.
What's stuck with him? Well, what's stuck with him?
Like,
if John Paxson's like, yeah, that's my guy, I don't feel that good about him because John Paxson shouldn't be leading the damn team. I don't want to be stuck with either one of them. What's stuck with them? What, they make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Man, that is so low expectations.
Come on, you talking?
That's a low ass bar.
I'm not. Who you arguing with? I'm not. This isn't a debate. I'm only pointing out what could be the future. That's all I'm saying.
God.
I'm only pointing out.
If that's the future,
Can he
man,
develop at all as a coach?
Maybe.
Yeah, he can.
Maybe. I mean, to be honest with you, did we think his offense, and he said it, that he was going to pull him back and let him go, and we was all looking at that like, dude, you lying. And he had the mutiny. But the offense looked totally different than last year.
At the end of the season, it did. They finally opened it up.
Yeah.
I know he said, like, a lot of people's getting him about shooting threes. And I think to his credit, he said, like, well, who the hell shoot threes on this team? And now going into the season, but going into the season.
Now they got.
What?
Now they got shooters all over the place.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'm stuck. I'm stuck in old man baseball.
They got shooters.
I'm basketball. I don't like my 3-pointer shooting at a percentage of 38 and saying that's good.
It's better than taking them contested twos.
But you can at least work the middle.
Man, listen. I don't know about
you get the space. No, I know analytics, and I know. Like I said before, I preface this before I make the statement. Maybe I'm stuck in old man basketball. I don't like my 3-point shooters saying you're damn good at 38%, and that's what they're saying. Zach LaVine is at. He's at 38%. He said, "Oh man, yeah, you can space it out when you're taking a bunch of shots, but damn it, are you hitting them?"
But this is the thing: if he stays at 38% and converts 5 or 7 of those contested twos into threes, that's 5. What? How many more?
6 or 7 more points.
Yeah, 6 or 7 more points. Like, and again, it'd be different at this. If Zach's get in between game was phenomenal, like I'd be like, all right.
But he made the comment though about him working the middle, and then Kevin Durant came out and said that you're like, yeah, you're supposed to do that. He kind of backed him. I agree with that.
Kevin Durant.
I'm not saying that he is.
I mean, Kevin Durant is 8 feet above everybody when he's taking those two.
But
yeah,
but it's going back to the point of the loss. The loss
or the mid-range shoot.
Or the mid-range shoot.
But I still think you will, D. I think they're just look, I don't think they're saying,
just don't take dumb contested
that's
shots.
what I'm saying. I think they're saying instead of you getting in that situation, it'll be better to do this. I think is what they're saying.
But
when the clock is down, go do what you do.
But the thing is, don't put yourself in that situation. That's when it comes down to the offense, moving the ball, spacing, good coaching, good players. They can work it out when those open shots are there mid-range, which are better shots. That's just me, though. I don't know.
I think you should. I think you have to take more threes, but I wouldn't say the mid-range shot is what annoys me as much. Even though I'm with you, I do want people to take open mid-range shots.
Yeah.
I don't like
a good offense will open up a mid-range shot.
I don't like the consistency of fast breaks, toss-outs.
Oh, I hate that.
That's to me is where.
Oh, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Yeah. I hate when I see that.
Especially against really great 3-point shooting teams.
Yes.
Like I always say, when you're going up against Golden State, yes, you have to take more threes, but you have to get easy twos to consistently build up for when they go on those runs they go on. Unless
I'm seeing a guy.
A buffer.
Right. Unless I see a guy going down as a 2-on-1 and he kicks it back out for the 3 or somebody's trailing him, I get that. Man, I don't want to see no damn fast break and you kick it over for a 3. No, get to the bucket and get an easy score. I don't know, but I also say run the ball when it comes to football because simple football usually wins your games.
If your offensive line ain't gonna do nothing about it, what can you do?
I don't know, man.
Man, look at Quentin Nelson. Look at James Daniel. Oh, damn. And again, we didn't have the option to get Quentin Nelson, but just listen, you. I'm sorry, Ryan, because we're trying to bring our audience a little bit of light, and Murky Dismal over here is working the glamour so hard, man. Like our championship window with the Bears is just closed. Maybe you can open back up. Chances are nah, right? And you just can't let us have a little bit of aspirations for the Bulls to be okay.
Now the damn team in this city is where diddly poo.
Yeah. Well, the Cubs are still.
What if Kobe White's a star?
It's gonna be a minute. He'll be good, but it's gonna be a minute before he's a star.
You think he can?
I'm not saying he's gonna be a star. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not.
He could win Rookie of the Year.
No, he can't.
Because listen, Zion only got 6 weeks.
It will be unexpected, and I'll be very happy. But I don't think
because you got Barrett's gonna get to shoot as many shots as he wants,
and up in New York.
Yep. And look, Ja. Listen, if Ja averages like 17 and about 8. That rookie is gone.
Yeah. And Ja, I think a lot of people have high expectations for Ja down there.
Yeah, I mean, and think they got people around him. You know what I'm saying? As far as him being a guy that can run the point. So, I don't see. And then, look, to be honest with you, we're probably not even mentioning a couple cats.
Oh, yeah, I know we are.
But see, the thing is, too, Kobe's not going to get enough minutes. Most of the guys we're talking about are going to start. Kobe's not going to start. Like you have to
Unless the Bulls get a lot of injuries.
That's about to say. I was about to say you have to have like 2 injuries for him to consistently log in. Because I don't think initially if Satoransky is hurt, they're going to jump up. Because think about
they're going to go to Chris. They're going to go to Chris.
Yeah, they're trying to win this year.
Yeah,
they're trying to win games. So they would probably go to Dunn first because one, you don't want.
Let's go to the inconsistent guy that can't do it.
Both of them actually initially would be inconsistent. We just hope Kobe White would mature.
How many points you think Kobe can average this year
with that second unit?
Maybe 12 or 13.
I mean, he's going to get all the shots, right?
Good.
It's straight.
That's pretty good.
He's going to get all the shots with that second unit.
I mean, no, he's going to get all the shots.
No, Ken, he might. No, Ryan might be right.
I mean, Chris Dunn, Thad Young.
I mean, but listen, y'all.
Who else is coming off the bench that's going to be able to score like that?
Your guy, Lukey.
Chris Dunn is going to be trying to show something.
Chris Dunn ain't showing diddly poo.
But
I feel so bad for the brother. He pulls up and he try to shoot. I'm like, that ain't going in, boy. Clank, 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 clank. I keep looking. I'm like, you know they ain't gonna go in. Why you keep doing that?
Never been the same after his teeth hit the court. Never been the same.
He wasn't.
Oh, he was. I'm not saying he would have ended up. Shotty was cooking till his teeth got knocked out. He tried to dunk that ball, switched around, landed on his teeth. Never been the same. For real, he was cooking.
He was doing pretty good. No, I'm looking at the depth chart. Wait a minute, hold on, Ken. I think Ryan might be right.
Okay, run it down.
The second unit is going to be Chris Dunn, Kobe White, Chandler Hutchison, who ain't even there, Thaddeus Young, and Daniel Gafford. He's going to get them. He's going to get the shots.
To get all of them points.
They call me Red.
You guys could be right. You guys get that.
Yeah, Cornette's going to give you something. That's just good spacing. I like.
But then
that.
Also, how often,
Disney and Valentine ain't going to give you diddly.
How often is the entire second unit going to be in by itself? Because
no one, Jim Boylan.
Usually, you work in a starter or two. There is all born out. So
yeah, true.
Even if the guards are in, Laurie may be.
It's going to be. Oh, you took it right out of my mouth. It's going to be probably Laurie out there.
Exactly. So that's where I wouldn't necessarily.
Well, he ain't a one. So Kobe can still flex on him.
And that's who I want. But honestly, that's who I want to see feed off each other. I want to see Kobe and Laurie work together because that could be something special if they can get that pick and roll going. That can be something. Now you got Zach out there and he's going to be cooking because Zach can cook up some stuff. He can score.
Well,
the
he's
ball.
your main trade piece.
He could. Yeah, especially with the contract.
Especially with what these guys is getting. You see what Buddy Hield got?
Oh,
85.
85?
I think.
No. He got more than that.
Did he?
No, you're right. Buddy Hield happy with 86.
86?
86. Somebody else got, it's another shooting guard got signed. An NBA signings.
I know Wojo was jumping a lot of tweets about people getting signed. A lot of guys getting signed.
Who just got?
Man, I'm really looking forward to watching Sacramento this year too. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think they're going to be pretty good, Ryan.
In the West?
Yeah, man.
Who are they going to beat?
I ain't saying they're going to beat anybody, but they're going to be good.
They better play the Suns a lot.
I think they do, actually. How many times they play a division opponent? What, 4 times? It should be 4 wins for them right there. No, 4. You play your own division team 4 times.
That's who it was. Jaylen Brown got like 117.
But you have pretty high expectation if you're Boston on Jaylen Brown, though.
Man, I don't know if I got exactly expectation.
But that's their.
When I saw that, I was like, "Whoa, that's Zach money."
Wait a minute, hold on.
Was Zach got 78?
No, I thought he got 90.
Yeah, no. He got 90. He got like maybe 70 or 80 something.
It's under 80. It's a smidge under 80.
He probably got 78. No, I'm not shocked about that. You got Tatum and Brown is your cornerstones.
And that's again when I told you that Boston may slide a little bit. And yeah, they gonna get their points now and all this. But they was young 2 years ago when they did that and didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Tatum was taking bad shots often, contested shots often last year.
Yeah, but that team wasn't right last year.
I'm not saying they were, but just to think that everything's going to be slapped back into place, I don't know. Again, to me personally, man, I would have had to sign that kid. I wouldn't want to give him that money. Dog, do you know so far he's only like the highest he's averaged is like 13 points a game?
But that team was pretty, I ain't gonna say loaded, but that team was pretty deep.
I'm not
that team was pretty
Your point
deep.
is valid. I'm just pointing out why I would be like,
The team. I don't think the team is as deep as it was, especially not having Kyrie there. His average should go up.
His average should go up?
Yeah, I think he's probably getting.
He should get 17. He should get over 17 points.
I was gonna say maybe 18 to 19.
Yeah, he's gonna. But I mean, we still got to think you're gonna have Kemba taking a volume shot.
Yeah, but he's not Kyrie
again.
So.
But then you got Tatum. He's gonna be going.
He's a stud of the team.
All right,
he's a stud of the team.
Enes Kanter's gonna want a few as he bashes LeBron and not rebound.
Freedom isn't free LeBron. Every time the Celtics play the Lakers.
So yeah,
I saw
that was
freedom isn't free.
I said, man, I'm happy for him, but I was like, ooh, man, that make that Zach LaVine signing look filthy.
I don't know, but I mean, what you gonna get back from Zach LaVine if you move him? Honestly, what you gonna get back?
I can get back more than not good for Jaylen Brown.
I mean, I'm just saying he's your best trade piece.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know if he's the best.
But for what?
I think Larry may still be the best. It was 78 for 4.
78, you called it.
He's got to be close to being an all-star this year. If he's
neither one are all-stars, but the only thing is one, you're not.
Well, he's going to get there because it's Chicago this year.
But he's not the one. So let's just say weigh them both is the same, even though Zach is more aggressive, but one doesn't have a contract yet as far as a large volume. Even though Zach's contract now is good because of when we look at other deals, Larry's on a rookie deal. And Larry still has, again, we don't believe it right now, but Larry still has a chance to be good, real decently good.
Yeah.
Right?
A number 3 guy.
And he's almost 7 feet.
Very true. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show. Hope this wasn't too much of a downer episode for you.
Downer.
iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, the TuneIn app, or on Anchor, will kick you over to Spotify and the YouTubes. And always make sure you go and read all the articles at weareReekRadio.com. I'm on Twitter at Demons1, Ken's on Twitter at That's Davis, and Ryan's on Twitter at Ryan B. Ski.
Thank you, Murky Dismal.
You're welcome. I would say Bon Humbug. That's not him, though.
Glamour. Just clouds.
I'd rather be, because my nickname is Bear, I'd rather be, what was the grumpy bear on the Care Bears? I'd rather be him.
Was it Grumpy?
Might have been just grumpy. Ain't nothing right.
Grumpy Care?
Ain't nothing right.
Well, Grumpy on the Smurfs. You're more like, yes, the Smurfs will go right with you.
Okay.
Grumpy on the Smurfs.
Jesus.
That's what you should be. Anyway, like you said, we always appreciate it. And don't do anything stupid before you hear from us again.
Keep your hands to yourself.